auto accident law firm. But what means more to us than any honor, the record-breaking settlements we win for our clients year after year. If you've been hurt in a car accident, just call us. We'll fight to get you the settlement you deserve. Michigan Auto Law. People over everything. Visit autolaw.com.
It's another JR Morning with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds on 760 WJR and streaming on WJR.com, where Michigan comes to talk.
All right, 6:05 here on a Thursday. It's good to have you. And boy, there was big news yesterday. Donald Trump signed that memorandum of understanding in France.
Everybody's not happy, though, are they?
No.
I mean, both sides. I mean, we're not very happy with that. Some people say it's not too far from the Obama deal.
Well, I'll tell you this. I think it is far from the Obama deal, and we'll explain a little later on in the hour. I was watching Fox News yesterday, and Trey Gowdy came on America Reports, and he said what I had been thinking. He goes, I read this and I thought I was being punked. I thought this was a joke. And the details of this thing, I'll give you a couple.
Okay.
The U.S., Iran, and their allies agree to immediately and permanently end military operations on all fronts, including in Lebanon. Okay. The U.S. and Iran agree to respect each other's sovereignty and territorial integrity and not interfere with each other's internal affairs. Okay, pretty standard boilerplate stuff.
Yeah.
Then let's jump down here. The U.S. and regional partners will develop a mutually agreed plan of at least $300 billion for Iran's reconstruction and economic development.
Now, where is that money? Is that the United States? We're kind of managing that, but we're not putting our money in with that. Or is that the Middle East countries that are going to be putting up that $300 billion?
Well, that's a fair question to ask, because I asked that same question.
Okay. We're on the same page.
Well, the president said that not a dime of U.S. taxpayer dollars is going to be going to Iran.
Okay.
Well, last time I checked notes, Iran was taking fire at all of the Gulf neighbors, weren't they?
Yes.
So you're telling me Saudi Arabia is going to be willing to pony up $300 billion to help Iran out? I don't know. I have a hard time believing that.
Okay.
Then there's the issue of the nuclear dust, as the president calls it, that enriched uranium.
Yes.
Well, they're talking about downgrading the uranium, meaning it's not quite fully yet weapons grade. They're going to downgrade it.
Okay.
As opposed to destroying it or giving it away or doing something else with it. They're going to just downgrade it. So they get to keep the uranium under this memorandum of understanding.
And is it a possibility that they could enrich by a certain percentage?
If you can downgrade, you can upgrade.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So you take that same uranium.
I'm just checking.
And you can eventually upgrade it.
Okay.
Iran reaffirms that it will not procure or develop nuclear weapons and agrees to address its enriched material stockpile under the IAEA supervision.
Okay.
They also talk about the Strait of Hormuz being fully open for the next 60 days with no charge. 60 days with no charge. That doesn't mean that day 61, there won't be a toll.
Yeah. Okay. Possibility.
I don't quite know what this is. Now, the president said yesterday that if a deal that eventually gets done in this next 60 days isn't what he wants, they'll just go back to fighting.
The agreement now final, or are you still taking
No, it's not final. It's a memorandum of understanding, and if I don't like it, we'll go back to shooting at them, dropping bombs on their head.
When do you expect the wording?
If I don't like it, if they don't behave, we'll go right back to dropping bombs right smack in the middle of their head. Okay? Because they've misbehaved for 47 years.
Yes.
All right?
Does it include a
But
meeting?
nobody could have made this deal.
we're going to talk to Professor Saeed Khan, the professor of Near Eastern Studies at Wayne State University, coming up at 6:19. We'll get his perspective on what this means. It feels, Lloyd, to me like this was somebody who was worried that things were getting out of control in terms of the economic impact here.
Yeah.
I mean, we were making an economic impact on Iran. There's no doubt about that.
But they seem to have a high tolerance for pain over there.
Well, they have a high tolerance for pain because they don't necessarily care about their people.
Yeah. That's the
bottom line.
That's the bottom line. Yeah, absolutely. That's why their pain tolerance is so high. They don't care.
So, again, we'll talk about it more coming up this hour.
Toledo police say a 20-year-old man has been arrested in connection with that mass shooting at the Old West End Festival that left a dozen people injured earlier this month. Officials say Kenai Taylor was taken into custody Wednesday in Columbus, Ohio. He's facing 11 counts of felonious assault. He was wanted in connection with the June 6th shooting when gunfire erupted during the popular festival. It sent 12 people to area hospitals. Authorities say 9 of the victims have since been released, while the remaining 3 are in good condition. Investigators say several people have been identified as persons of interest, and they've obtained a photo of a possible second shooter. Police say Taylor will be returned to Toledo to face prosecution. A Detroit family demanding accountability after a lawsuit alleges a police officer opened fire into a crowded block party, shooting a teenager in the head and leaving her permanently disabled. The complaint filed Wayne County Circuit Court names Detroit police officer Verona Shaw and accuses her of gross negligence during the June 1st, 2024 response to reports of gunfire on the city's west side. According to the lawsuit, Shaw entered a backyard party without a flashlight, confronted a suspected armed man, then slipped on concrete steps and fired multiple rounds into the crowd while trying to regain her footing. 4 people were struck, including a 19-year-old Rain Williams, who suffered a gunshot wound to the head and shoulder, later a stroke that left her immobile and nonverbal. Another victim, Amani Peterson, died weeks after the shooting. Attorneys for Williams say body camera and forensic evidence show Shaw was the only officer firing. They also say she has since returned to duty while the family continues to seek answers and justice.
Sad.
Yeah. I mean, you got to be careful, and you got to, those guns, man, the triggers are very fragile, and, you slip and you're trying to gather yourself, and it's an easy thing to do. And not saying it's the right thing or it's a good thing, but it's an easy thing to do. Michigan House Speaker Matt Hall continuing to raise concerns about the Gordie Howe International Bridge, saying Michigan got a raw deal in the long-running agreement that allowed Canada to fully finance the project. Hall argues the toll structure on the $4.7 billion span crossing to Detroit River should be renegotiated, and says the issue is tied to delays surrounding the opening of the new crossing between Detroit and Windsor. Former Governor Rick Snyder, who helped broker the original deal back in 2012, is pushing back. Snyder says the agreement was a great deal for nearly 10 million Michiganders, emphasizing that Michigan did not pay for construction and benefits from improved trade and infrastructure. Snyder also argues the only group that loses from delays is the owner of the nearby Ambassador Bridge, and says the focus should be on opening the crossing rather than reopening negotiations.
I don't understand why we're relitigating this.
I don't either. It's done. Everything's been done. The I's are dotted, the T's are crossed. It's done.
I understand that maybe you don't like it or whatever it is, whatever Matt Hall's rationale is, but it's not like it's halfway done.
Exactly.
I mean, there's light bulbs in every socket.
Oh, it's
ready to rock.
Exactly.
I don't know why we
got CBP officers ready to go. Everybody's ready to go.
I don't know why we kicked the can down the road. Tigers lose again last night, 4-2 to the Houston Astros. 2 home runs. That was all the offense the Tigers could muster. Kevin McGonigal and Kerry Carpenter go yard. But there just wasn't a whole
Enough
heck
bats.
of a lot there. No, I mean, the outlook. This is the problem with this team is the offense, it can come in clumps, right? You score 9 runs.
Sure.
And then you can muster 2. And you muster 4 runs in 2 games.
Yeah, well, consistency is you got to be consistent.
Yeah, and then that is something that they lack. Certainly is that consistency.
Yeah.
Professor Saeed Khan at Wayne State University joins us. We're talking the memorandum of understanding that was signed yesterday. It's JR Morning.
Hi, it's Ryan Armani here. There's an amazing pain elimination treatment I use whenever I need it. It is safe, FDA-cleared, high-dose laser treatment at the Nerve and Disc Laser Institute in Farmington and Clinton Township. No drugs to get addicted to, no pain injections, no side effects, and no surgery. If you have arthritis, sciatica, neuropathy, or any other chronic pain, grab your phone, dial pound 250, and use the keyword laser to be connected to the Nerve and Disc Laser Institute. WJR listeners get their first visit free, including a consultation and first treatment. The lasers at the Nerve and Disc Laser Institute are the highest dose in Michigan. The staff's great, too. They help get rid of pain by treating the root cause, reducing inflammation, and regenerating tissue. I swear by it. So will you. Dial pound 250, keyword laser, and mention me for your first visit free. That's pound 250 with the keyword laser. Lose your pain and get your life back. Call now.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay, are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor, and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
Buy gold and put some silver in your pocket. I know what you're thinking. Everything's expensive right now. How am I going to buy gold? It's Ron Paul. Nowadays, a lot of things are out of your control, but there is something you can do right now to diversify your retirement, and it doesn't cost you anything out of pocket. My friends at Birch Gold Group will help you convert an IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, a time-tested hedge against inflation. Plus, in honor of America 250, Birch Gold is going to give you a special America 250 1-ounce silver round for every $10,000 you purchase by July 2nd. Text the word SECURE to the number 989898 to get a free info kit from Birch Gold and claim eligibility for this limited time offer. Again, text the word SECURE to 989898 today.
The Dan Bongino Show.
Do not apologize. You are a free American citizen.
Hard truths and a bold perspective no one else can offer.
It's not that I don't do things wrong. It's that the apologies are relevant about these particular matters. You go out and kick grandma on the street, you damn well better apologize. Don't ever kick grandma, by the way. But you take a stance in your life, there's always a counterpart. That's why it's a stance. Someone else is going to hate it. You can't try to make everybody happy. Real men walk alone, brother.
The Dan Bongino Show. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by RockAuto.com.
Fool, vent Tyrod. What are you going to do?
I'm way ahead of you. I'll be on RockAuto.com before you could even finish this commercial.
He's right. RockAuto.com. Parts when you need them.
All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto.
The lodge closed in both directions currently between Wyoming and Livernois due to flooding. On the southbound side, that has traffic stopped from McNichols. Eastbound 94 before Livernois, crash off to the right shoulder. Accidents blocking the left lane of the Davison westbound at 75. And southbound US 23 between Plymouth Road and 94, right lane closed for construction till 3 o'clock this afternoon. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by University of Michigan, dedicated to putting research into action, from bringing Braille into the digital world to warming newborns without electricity and working to build a stronger Great Lakes economy. Learn more at umich.edu/look. This message is sponsored by University of Michigan's Michigan Creative. Here's your forecast.
Sunshine mixing in with the clouds out there today. Breezy to windy at times.
High temperatures in the low part of the 70s, mid-50s tonight, mix of clouds and sun, breezy, milder, middle to upper 70s Friday. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Hi, it's Paul W. Smith. Join us Monday night starting at 7. It's the 68th annual Ford Fireworks. We'll be there in all the glory of America. Join us starting at 7 Monday on WJR.
So we did get the information on the memorandum of understanding yesterday afternoon, and there is some boilerplate stuff on there. The U.S., Iran, and allies will end military operations. Everybody's going to respect sovereignty and territorial integrity. And then there's some more controversial things like the United States providing, or the United States and regional partners will develop a plan to provide at least $300 billion for Iran's reconstruction and economic development. There are some shoddy pieces of information here about exactly if Iran and Oman, for example, will be able to charge tolls for vessels traveling through the Strait of Hormuz. It was a bit of a letdown, quite frankly, at least from a U.S. perspective. Let's talk about it. Professor Saeed Khan, who teaches Near Eastern Studies at Wayne State University, joins us once again this morning. Professor, it's great to have you back. What were your initial thoughts when this information became available yesterday?
Well, thanks for having me on again, Chris. When I saw the draft of the memo of understanding, I must admit I was a little bit surprised that the United States not only agreed to this, but that the president was in fact so enthusiastic about it, because essentially what it did was it brought us not just back to the situation of how things were before February 28th and the start of this war, but really opened Iran up to the world when it came to lifting of sanctions and bringing it more into the global economy than it was over 100 days ago.
And the money aspect of it, and we can get to the munitions and the nuclear program in a second, but this $300 billion that's going to be provided for Iran's reconstruction and economic development, the president says that not a dime of U.S. taxpayer dollars will be used towards this. I'm curious to get your perspective on the neighboring Gulf countries that seemed to be, as the war went on, more and more perturbed at Iran for firing missiles into their territory. Our country is going to be jumping at the chomping at the bit to contribute this $300 billion towards Iran after what happened?
Well, to borrow from The Godfather, I think that this is an offer that they cannot refuse. After all, they are the neighbors of Iran. They not only see this agreement as being a de-escalation of the conflict in the immediacy, but they also see this strategically as, again, not just something that would bring about a cessation of hostilities among the countries, but also opportunities for these countries to trade with the largest single country in the region, one that certainly needs infrastructure development and is an important geostrategic country. On the issue regarding the United States and whether taxpayers are going to be on the hook for this, I must say that there's a lot of parallels between the president's proposal regarding the ballroom in the East Wing and this agreement. Somehow or the other, it is very difficult to imagine that the American taxpayers aren't going to be responsible for some of this. But again, as you were saying before regarding Oman and Iran, perhaps proposing a way for tolls to be taken going through the Strait of Hormuz moving forward, that might be part of the way that the $300 billion is subsidized.
You talk about opening Iran to the rest of the world, these assets, these frozen funds that will be made available. And again, just for clarity's sake, this is a memorandum of understanding. This is not a final deal. This is essentially a framework to work on to get to a final deal, hopefully in the next 60 days. But now reopening these frozen assets, What does that provide for Iran at this point?
I think it provides for Iran much needed funding for its infrastructure. Remember that in the 2015 Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, also known as the Iran nuclear deal that came about during the Obama administration, which the first Trump administration revoked or pulled the United States out of, there was going to be the release of $150 billion in Iranian assets that have been frozen for the last 47 years in foreign banks, including those in the United States. There was every likelihood that that money was going to go into rebuilding the infrastructure of a country that's been under sanctions for 47 years. I'll give you just one example. Back in 2015, reports showed that Iran had a 900 commercial aircraft deficit for its aviation sector. There's only two major companies in the world that make the jets that would go ahead and supply Iran. One is Boeing, an American company, and the other is Airbus, which is a European conglomerate. That amount of money could have been used to then hire American workers, European workers. It was something that Iran would have desperately wanted. And that was just the aviation sector. That doesn't even include its travel and tourism, its other infrastructure needs. So this idea that people might be thinking that this money is going to somehow or the other go into funding illicit or improper activity seems to really be very remote.
And then the president's red line, which was that Iran will not have a nuclear weapon, that the nuclear program must be shut down. And he has talked frequently about the uranium dust, the enriched uranium that already exists in Iran. And it seems like that stockpile won't leave Iran. It will just be downgraded. But from what I've seen, that same uranium that gets downgraded can also be can be upgraded once again. So does this actually further the notion of Iran not having a nuclear weapon or nuclear capabilities?
So provision number 9 of the MOU says that Iran will maintain the status quo on its nuclear program, which ironically seems to suggest that even the United States has now acknowledged the many statements that Iran has made that it has not sought a military nuclear program and that this enriched uranium would be for civilian purposes. So you have, again, a very peculiar a memorandum of understanding. There's only 2 provisions which I see that could be seen as wins for the United States flat out. One is the opening of the Strait of Hormuz, which of course were open before the war began, and the other is provision 8, which says that Iran will not ever produce nuclear weapons, which it had already pledged back in 2015. So we really have to wonder then whether this is seen as a net positive. Now, for the Trump administration, it seems that despite what were the motivations and the objectives sought going into the war in February 28th with Israel, now it seems as though the Trump administration has a different metric for victory, which is, again, opening up the Strait of Hormuz and getting yet another assurance from Iran that it's not seeking a military nuclear program. If that's the case, then it certainly is a win for the White House.
Interesting stuff. Always great insight. Professor Saeed Khan, thank you so much for your time as always. We appreciate it, and we'll talk again soon.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You got it. The other part here, what something that I do not see in the memorandum of understanding is the continuation of funding for proxy groups like Hezbollah, which Israel has been focusing on for several weeks. We're going to continue this conversation coming up next, give you some additional thoughts and some more information. It's next on JR Morning.
Hey, boomers, listen up. Jim Harper here with a word about Cruise Hearing Aid Service. If you're experiencing ringing in your ears, maybe just a muffled sound, or you think you just can't hear as well as you used to, go to Cruise Hearing Aid Service and start at the beginning. It may be as simple as waxy buildup. They can remove that painlessly for $50. And then you can get a free hearing screening test to see if you do have some hearing loss. If that's the case, Felix Cruz and his wonderful staff can use their high-tech equipment to determine what kind of hearing aid is right for you. And the good news is today's technology makes hearing aids almost invisible. Cruz Hearing Aid Service has 3 locations, Farmington Hills, Taylor, and Waterford, and at cruisehearing.com. Call them at 877-456-CRUISE and make an appointment. That's 877-456-CRUZ. Cruz Hearing Aid Service. They're good people, and they want to help you.
Please be advised. You may want to stop eating the following foods immediately: broccoli, kale, bean sprouts, blueberries, quinoa, spinach.
Wait, what? I thought those were good for me.
Turns out, not for everyone. Because what's healthy for one person can cause inflammation for another. And the only way to really know what your body needs is to listen to it.
Listen how?
That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple at-home gut health test that looks at your body's real-time biology using RNA to understand what's happening inside you right now. When your results come in, you'll learn exactly which foods to eat, which to avoid, and which supplements are right for you, all based on the world's largest RNA-based human biology database and thousands of clinical research studies. And many people who use Viome report more energy, better digestion, and a better mood within months. So stop guessing. Start knowing. Learn more at viome.com/gut. V as in Victor, IOME.com/GUT. And use coupon code GUTHEALTH50 to save $50 off your purchase. Viome. Trust your gut.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. The U.S. and Iran sign a deal that marks the ceasefire extension, opens the Strait of Hormuz, and
within this deal includes an immediate end to the war on all fronts, including Lebanon, respect to sovereignty and territorial integrity of Iran. The final deal must be reached within 60 days, but there is a possibility for an extension if those negotiations are going well.
That's Fox's Trey Yanks in Tel Aviv. Oil at its lowest since March. AAA says the price of a gallon of regular gas is now under $4 nationally. The manhunt continues for other suspects linked to the alleged terror plot during Sunday's UFC event at the White House, while one person in custody will stand before a judge.
32-year-old in Missouri, that man, Daniel Eskridge, is set to appear in court today on conspiracy charges.
That is Fox's Chanley Painter reporting this morning. America's listening to Fox News.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by RockAuto.com.
Oof, shocking time to lose a whole strut. Ugh, comedy is not your thing. But I do know that Rock Auto has what I need to fix it. With parts shipped right to your door. No kidding.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
Well, the good news is the lodge has reopened in both directions between Wyoming and Livernois after being closed due to flooding. However, southbound traffic is still stop and go from McNichols. Eastbound 94 before Livernois and accidents off to the right shoulder. Southbound US 23 between Plymouth Road and 94. Right lane closed for construction till 3 o'clock this afternoon. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Skyworks Equipment Rental. Big summer projects start with the right equipment. Whether you're a homeowner tackling a weekend job or a contractor managing a major project, Skyworks Equipment Rental has the lifts, loaders, excavators, and tools you need. Rent today or reserve ahead of time at skyworks-reliablerentals.com. Cloudy, cool, and breezy today with a high of 71. Right now it's 66. Clear skies tonight and a low of 56. Sunshine tomorrow and a high of 77. I'm Renee Vitale, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Sponsored by Femininio Law. GetDavidGetPaid.com. Traffic and Weather is sponsored by Femininio Law. Get David, get paid.
Only Femininio Law has the accident response team, crisis counselors, medical experts, forensic specialists who lock down the evidence before it disappears. When you're hurt, you need action. Call 855-65-CRASH or visit GetDavidGetPaid.com.
Here's Ryan Goldberg, President and CEO of DFCU Financial.
At DFCU, our credit union is all about our members and the community. We're not just focused on numbers and metrics, but we are focused on doing the right thing for our communities. That's why we pay back earnings to our members through a very popular cashback program.
How about small business owners? How do they benefit from being with DFCU?
Our business and commercial banking teams bring a wealth of knowledge and expertise to benefit you. By understanding your unique financial needs, our team can deliver tailored lending solutions, deposit, and treasury management. Working with DFCU means you'll have access to decision makers and benefit from speed to market. We're in a strong liquidity position, and that means we have money to lend and the willingness to lend it. Business lenders often have a box that customers must fit into. We don't work that way.
Some restrictions apply. Visit DFCUFinancial.com for details. DFCU Financial is an equal housing lender, federally insured by NCUA.
Hi, this is Paul W. Smith. I've talked to you about Dr. Saul Kogan at the Nerve and Disc Institute for years about how his non-invasive, non-surgical intradisc neutrosis treatment stimulates the body's natural healing process and has helped thousands of people reduce and end their chronic back and neck pain without drugs, shots, or downtime. This new Google review says it better than anyone. Quote, "It's a year now. My spinal stenosis, herniated disc, and sciatica pain have been relieved. I'm not taking any drugs anymore and no surgery. What a huge difference. I'm 99% pain-free." End of quote. Wow. Plus, Dr. Kogan's gentle, non-surgical Knee Restore RX treatment helps get rid of severe knee pain from osteoarthritis and meniscus tears. Mention WJR in June and get a consultation, exam, X-ray or MRI review, and laser treatment for only $49 on your first visit. The Nerve and Disc Institute in Farmington, Clinton Township, Grand Blanc, and Bad Axe. Call 586-416-DISC.
The Ford Fireworks downtown Detroit on WJR. From the Parade Company VIP Rooftop Party high atop Center Garage. With live coverage with Paul W. Smith all evening. Traffic and weather to get you in and out of the city. And the world-famous Detroit Ford Fireworks at 9:55 p.m. Keep WJR with you for clear, crisp, perfectly synced sound. The Ford Fireworks WJR simulcast from the top of Center Garage, Monday, June 22nd on 760 WJR. Stay here for All Talk with Kevin Dietz at 9. Now back to JR Morning with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds on WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
All right, 800-859-0957, 800-859-0WJR. You can call or text as we talk about this memorandum of understanding and what this means. And I'll give you my perspective, Lloyd, because I want to hear what you think too.
Okay.
I thought the JCPOA was fine when it was signed. Things changed. That was 2015?
It's a different time.
Completely different time.
Different time. Different circumstances.
Different circumstances. Now, Iran was continuing to enrich uranium under the JCPOA.
Absolutely.
That was happening. But pretty quickly the president got in his first term and squashed that deal. But certainly Iran they didn't seem like they were halting their nuclear ambitions. And so the president gets out of the JCPOA. Things really escalate in Iran in terms of their enrichment capabilities.
Right.
And then the president goes and makes the decision to go into Iran military action alongside Israel and back in late February, and now here we are.
Yeah.
And in the months that have passed, we have seen service members die.
With 12, I believe it is.
We have seen an economy, inflation is up. We've seen gas prices go sky high.
Yep.
Not record highs, but they've gone up.
They're going high, and
now they're coming down.
Coming down now.
And the overall sentiment is pretty low on the economy. And recent polling shows that most Americans aren't on board with the direction of the economy at this point. And again, it's a poll, it's a small sample size of people, but it's a little snapshot. That's all it is. Now, could this deal end up being better than the JCPOA? Sure. Of course it could.
If we follow through and we do what we say we're going to do, and Iran does what they say they're going to do. But I don't trust Iran, but we just have to be on top of them.
But we have to talk about what we know. Now, we can forecast. We can give our opinion on what we think is going to happen.
Right. But yeah.
But this is not a final deal. And I'll just say, it feels like a capitulation here.
Okay.
It feels like that the Trump administration,
are we kicking the
president? Well, I don't know if we're kicking the can. If this is what the framework of this deal is going to look like, I don't know that we've kicked the can. I think we've completely caved.
And we didn't get what we went in to do. Did we do what we needed to do? We said we were going to do?
I don't know that. I don't know if we've accomplished what we wanted to accomplish. Now, again, you go back to what this says in the memorandum of understanding.
Yeah.
What was the one thing we wanted to accomplish?
No nuclear weapons.
No nuclear weapons. Well, in line 8, Iran affirms it will not procure or develop nuclear weapons and agrees to address its enriched stockpile of uranium under the IAEA supervision. That would be the biggest point in all of this. But you're talking about $300 billion going to Iran. You're talking about easing sanctions, easing restrictions. You're talking about unfreezing assets that have been frozen for many years. All of a sudden, Iran is opened up a bit.
Yeah.
Things have changed economically for them overnight.
Sure.
And not to mention that you're reopening the Strait of Hormuz, and all of a sudden those hundreds of millions of dollars are starting to roll in.
Yeah.
The thing that I don't like also is that at the end of this 60 days, is Iran and Oman going to be charging tolls to get through? Is this $300 billion a part of those tolls? We don't have those answers yet. We can speculate, but that's all we can do.
Right.
The president talked about monitoring the nuclear development program that Iran has yesterday at his G7 press conference. And he says that they're going to keep a close eye.
But nobody's touching it. We also have cameras. That's what Space Force is. We have the greatest military in the world, by the way. But I'm proud of Space Force because I started it. We have Space Force cameras on every single door, well, there are no doors. They've been pretty well shattered, but every area of that, if somebody walks in and he's got a badge with his name on it, like Mohammed something, which is about a 50-50 guess, Mohammed something, they can tell the name, they can give you a serial number, we can see things you wouldn't believe, the quality of the stuff that we have. That's why we've been so successful. That's why our blockade will go down in the annals of history as being unbelievable. Nobody's ever seen a blockade like that. It's like a steel wall.
Okay. Here's why I think the capitulation part comes into play.
Okay.
Because one of the things he also said yesterday was that he was motivated to finalize the memorandum easy for me to say, motivated to finalize the memorandum of understanding with Iran to prevent, quote, economic catastrophe if the war was not resolved soon. So rather than possibly going into a depression, rather than having your favorite president be Herbert Hoover, he was always the one I didn't want to be. I didn't want to see economic catastrophe. If you keep this going, that could have happened. But all I know is every time we talked about the possibility of peace, the stock market shot up like a rocket ship.
Okay. Yeah. I see where you're coming from now.
It feels like the economic pressures, the political pressures at home might have finally played a role.
Got to him. Yeah. And what do you think about, and I know maybe he said this as a joke, but what do you think about the fact that, well, if this goes right, I'm going to take the credit, but if it goes wrong, I'm going to blame JD?
Look, that is
was that a joke, or was that not kind of, but really was, but not really?
Well, I'll tell you this. I think that is the least of my concerns at this point.
Mm-hmm. Because it just makes me feel like he just wanted to get this done, walk away from it, and hopes it goes well. And if it doesn't, because he likes to be right and likes things to go right for him. And it just seems like, I don't know, it's almost like he just wanted to get this out of the way so I could either move to work with the Russia and Ukraine, or deal with Cuba, or do something else.
Ben Shapiro was on with Martha McCallum last night, and he said, I don't think that J.D. Vance, as the vice president and the lead negotiator on this issue, served the president well.
Well, I mean, he went in and did what he did, and he told the president okayed it.
Here's another issue. The ballistic missiles. So you have the nuclear program and the ballistic missiles. Let me play a little audio from Marco Rubio back in March.
The agreement now...
Wrong one, fat fingers. Here's Marco Rubio back in March.
The purpose of this is to destroy that missile capability. Why does Iran want that ballistic missile capability? What they are trying to do, and have been trying to do for a very long time, is build a conventional weapons capability as a shield where they can hide behind. Meaning, there would come a point where they have so many conventional missiles, so many drones, and it can inflict so much damage that no one can do anything about their nuclear program. That is what they were trying to do. is put themselves in a place of immunity where the damage they could inflict on the region would be so high that no one can do anything about their nuclear program or their nuclear ambition.
President says something a little different, though.
Fast forward to Donald Trump yesterday at the G7.
So we'll be working on a parallel effort with the Gulf nations to address non-nuclear issues such as the conventional ballistic missiles, which we'll be talking about, and support. I mean, they have to have some because other people have some. They got to have some. Somebody said you shouldn't give them one. And I have guys. I like some of these guys, but I don't think they're smart. Sir, you shouldn't let them have any missile. I said, well, what am I going to do? Am I going to let Saudi Arabia have missiles, but they can't have them? Yes, sir. It doesn't work that way, you know. It doesn't work that way. And missiles aren't the problem. Missiles they hurt a little location, but they don't blow up the planet.
Okay. A big difference there.
A big difference.
You know.
And
that really sounds like capitulation right there.
3 months. Yeah. So this is why I'm a little confused by this memorandum of understanding. Now,
a lot of people are.
Again, this is not the final deal. So we need to wait for what that looks like.
Sure.
But right now, this is not what I had expected to come out of this.
No.
And it does kind of further this. We talked about it when that first memorandum of understanding came out.
That's right.
Which it's like, well, why are we allowing this discussion to be put off until after the Strait of Hormuz is open? Iran shouldn't call the shots here.
No.
Why are we allowing that to go on? Well, maybe it's the economic pressures that have bubbled up beyond where the president is feeling comfortable with it. Coming up on the other side, kids get out of school, their routine goes out the window. How can that adversely affect their mental health? We'll talk about it. It's JR Morning.
Hey there, WJR listeners. Chris Alberta here at Principium. Listen, your bucket of money, that precious little gem that's taken you a lifetime to accumulate, it's been growing. And if you're anything like all of my clients, you were worried that it might not be enough to supplement your retirement, especially if the markets have a downturn. All these incredible investment and insurance tools these days, they've been designed to address specific problems and concerns. But most folks I see every week, they have the wrong stuff. You know why? Because no one's taking the time to actually invest in them and diagnose the actual problem, the actual concern. Yeah, look, my process, it's laborious, but it's worth it. The results and the peace of mind are a byproduct of us learning together. If you're retired or nearing retirement, it's time for you to dig in with me. We can increase the reward and we can decrease the risk. It's a win-win. So stop going to steak dinners, free steak dinners offered by financial salespeople. Invest in yourself with me at my office on your timetable with zero pressure. Call me today, Chris Alberta at Principium, 1-888-800-8949.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-896-8155. 800-896-8155. 800-896-8155.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This is Mark Snethkamp of the Snethkamp Automotive family. We've served Michigan customers for over 100 years. We opened our first dealership in 1926. 4 generations later, Snethkamp is still the name to trust when buying your next new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram. Visit us during the Make This the Summer Sales event, happening now at one of our 4 locations: Highland Park, Gaylord, Midland, or Redford.
Snethkamp, Metro Detroit's original. Snethkamp, Snethkamp.
Every goal is unique, so DFCU Financial offers customized solutions and direct access to decision makers to help you reach your dreams. Visit DFCUfinancial.com today. See site for details.
Those cross-country trips might not be in the budget this year, so staying right here in Michigan makes more sense than ever this summer. Want some good travel ideas? Join us Sundays at 4 for the Michigan Travel Show on 760 WJR.
WJR traffic and weather first.
This report is sponsored by RockAuto.com.
Fool, Ben Tyrod, what are you going to do? I'm way ahead of you. I'll be on RockAuto.com before you can even finish this commercial. He's right. RockAuto.com. Parts when you need them.
All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto.
Southbound 75 at Sashbon, accidents off to the left shoulder. That has traffic backed up to Ortonville Road. Westbound M14 at Sheldon Road, a crash there as well. Right lane is closed on southbound US 23 between Plymouth Road and 94. That's in place until 3 o'clock this afternoon. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Lombardo Apartments. Searching for a luxury 2 or 3 bedroom townhome? Kirkway Apartments in Washington Township features beautiful luxury townhomes designed for comfort, convenience, and style. Visit kirkwayapartments.com for more information on their specials, including up to 1 month free rent on a new lease. Here's your forecast.
Breezy to windy for us here today. Sunshine mixing in with the clouds. Temperatures remain below average. Low 70s this afternoon. Mid 50s tonight. Mix of clouds and sun. Breezy, milder. Middle to upper 70s on Friday. Chance of late day showers Saturday, Sunday. Mid upper 70s. I'm Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-0WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. That's autolaw.com.
I was trying to tell my kids, I said, you guys get a summer vacation. I think parents should get a winter vacation.
I'll be down with that. I'll be good with that.
That way, you get your time off, but then we get our time off while you're in school.
Yeah.
How about that? We got to go work and you're on summer vacation, and now we're off when you're in school. How about that? They didn't like that.
Of course they don't.
But at this time of year especially, and I'll tell you, I remember as a kid myself, like, boy, when that first day of summer hit, I don't remember anything I learned.
Oh, no.
It was,
oh, dude, it was gone.
And I'm all my routines are shot.
Everything.
Sleeping in,
and by
whatever.
the time school starts back up, you're going through all
You're like, what?
Yeah, I know it. Yes.
2 + 2 is what?
I got to go to bed at what time?
We need a refresher course here. You know how you watch a Netflix show at a new season and they give you a recap?
Oh, yeah.
Of the I need a recap.
You need recap on the first day?
Can we recap on this first day? We need to run this thing back a little bit. But the realities are, what happens when kids are off of school? Well, you probably get increased screen time. The routine is completely out of whack. You get bored, anxious, you get a little more clingy. Your parents are around more often. Everybody's a little more on edge. And so that can certainly have an impact
Breakfast
on
and
kids.
lunch changes a lot of times.
Absolutely, certainly.
Mm-hmm.
Dan McMahon is the executive director of the Great Lakes Learning Academy and joins us this morning to talk about it. Dan, good to have you.
Hey, good morning. How are you doing?
We're good. What have you seen from kids around this time of year, and then once they get back into school, what type of impact does, aside from the rest and relaxation of a summer for these kids, what are some of the things that they have to deal with?
Well, I think one of the things that we don't pay attention to is just the additional anxieties and stress that actually our kids can go through in the summer. Yes, they can stay up later. They hopefully can turn the alarm off in the morning. They get to sleep in a little bit later to kind of make up for that. But there is a lot of anxiety, right? Because their social experiences are at that school when they're at there all day. So you have to kind of be able, as a parent, to plan for that a little bit and try and support that and work on, okay, how do you make sure they are getting those opportunities and doing things? Because even though it's fun, even though it's summer, how long until you start hearing, hey, I'm bored. What are we doing now? What's next? Right? So that's one of the things that parents have to plan for.
You described the traditional school calendar as a cliff drop into summer. What does that look like from a student's perspective?
It is sudden, it is quick. There's a lot of that immediacy of, okay, what are we supposed to be doing now? I mean, in my own household, I hear it all the time. What are we doing next? What? And then what? And then what? And then what? Because they're used to that schedule. Our kids go from that 8 to 4, and then all of a sudden, hey, we also go go activities afterwards. So you might have an hour between the activity and you're coming home and rushing to dinner and doing all these things. They're used to that kind of the drama of speed. And so when you hit summer, they don't know what to do. Their bodies slow down. Their bodies are going, okay, now what am I supposed to do at this point? So there's that high anxiety, that high stress inside. So it's important to kind of work through different aspects of that as you go through and build a different routine for the summer.
Is it important to kind of keep a same sleep schedule? Like you mentioned, kids will stay up a little later, get up a little later, but how important is that rhythm for them just to stay somewhat in that balance?
Normally you have a few months, you have a few weeks to go through and your activities change. So it's not maintaining that same rhythm. It's letting the students get into the rhythm that their body is asking for, right? So that's why if you can turn that alarm off in the morning, let them sleep in until they naturally get up, they'll get into that new rhythm. You're just talking about when it's coming back and you have to do that remediation at the start of the year. And, now you got to go to bed earlier. That doesn't take long to get into. That could be a week, that you go through. So let your child just kind of get into that rhythm of what naturally works for them and then build things around that experience. That's the biggest part.
Then you got a lot of students, though, who want to work summer jobs. They want to participate in sports. They want to travel. They want to spend a little time with the family. How does flexibility allow them to do those things while still maintaining, structure and purpose?
Well, that's the thing, right? It's balance. It's balance from the beginning. We balance the schedule, we balance those pieces. When you have those older students that are doing the jobs and working through all the time, and right now you got summer camps that are happening all the time. It is that structure that still has to take place. So that's actually a good part, because it is when they go to those camps and they do that work, you just have to make sure that you're consistent with making sure that all these things happen. You mentioned earlier about being on the phones all the time, setting some limits for screen time, trying to set time where it's just socialization, family dinners, even not every day, but just making sure there's opportunity to sit down and talk and ask them what's going on and make sure you're getting inside the kid's head as well and seeing how are they feeling about that specific moment and that specific day.
And, we often hear about the summer slide as well academically. Should we also be talking more about the mental health slide during summer months?
I think so. It's just that overbooking of things. We have graduation parties that come up, 4th of July holiday parties, and we're like, oh, I don't want to miss out on anything. It's okay to miss out on some things. Allow a parent to step back and just kind of have those opportunities to say, all right, let's relax a little bit. This is a day where we're not doing anything major. And they kind of do that spot. But yeah, those check-ins are definitely important to help prioritize some self-care. And what does that look like? I mean, the biggest thing is getting up, walking, exercise, making sure there's some movement going through there. I have some older kids in my house here that would do just sit and they call it bed rot, right? They're going to lay in bed all day, sit on the phone and do nothing else. And we have to discourage that as much as possible. All right, get out of there now. We're moving. We're doing something different.
Dan McMahon, we appreciate your time and insights on this. My 8 and 4-year-olds will not like this interview. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
You got it. Wow. You got it. Meanwhile, an LGBTQ organization in Kalamazoo issued a public statement about 2 volunteers at this Pride Festival in Kalamazoo.
Yeah.
They say they were wearing harmful symbols. They wore an Israeli flag as a skirt and an Israeli hat. And these were people supporters of this group. And they put out a statement for LGBTQ people with family, heritage, or lived experience connected to Palestine and the broader region, including Lebanon, Syria, and other communities impacted by Israeli military actions. These symbols cause deep trauma, and we will do better to avoid pain caused in this incident.
Wow.
Terrible. 7 o'clock hour coming up. We get a visit from Dr. Steve Craig. All that and more coming up on JR Morning.
Hey, Jim Harper here. Like many of you, I got LASIK surgery back in the 80s, and recently I started having trouble seeing, and it turns out they never told us LASIK doesn't last forever. So now what? Glasses? I haven't worn glasses in years, and I'm as vain as the next person. But then I remembered Mariana and the staff at Direct Optical Optique and how great they were at finding cool frames that look good on me, because they are frame stylists. You can't get that on the web or a big box store, and nobody has a bigger selection of designer frames than Direct Optical Optique. And Mariana still knows everybody by name. She's still selling cool glasses, 1 pair at a time with a very personal touch. So if you wear glasses now or are wearing them again, you got to go to Direct Optical Optique and let them treat you like a star. They're the only ones who can do that. 2 great locations, Haggerty Road north of Maple in West Bloomfield, and in Canton on Ford Road next to IKEA. OptiqueDetroit.com on the web. Hey gang, Jim Harper here with a little trivia for you. Did you know that 30 years ago, the average age for hearing loss was 73? You know what it is today? It's 50. Yep, that means us boomers. But the good news is Cruise Hearing Aid Service can really make your life better. It starts with a free hearing screening test. It might just be waxy buildup, which they can remove painlessly for only $50. If you do have some hearing loss, Felix Cruz and his kind staff can help you dial in a new hearing aid that's almost unnoticeable. Their technology is state-of-the-art, and their care is old school, warm, and friendly. Cruz Hearing has 3 locations, Farmington Hills, Taylor, and Waterford, and cruisehearing.com. After all those years of rock and roll, we shouldn't be surprised about hearing loss. Call Cruz Hearing Aid Service and start getting your wonderful life back. 877-456-CRUISE. That's 877-456-CRUZ. Cruz Hearing Aid Service.
WJR Detroit.
They signed it separately and digitally. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. And Iran's president just posted on X after agreeing to end the conflict with the U.S. Peace will be realized in the shadow of mutual respect, though President Trump says
It's a memorandum of understanding. If it doesn't get done in 60 days, that's all right. We go back to bombing. You know, I don't want to do that because it's so good. But we might have to.
The president signed it at the end of the G7 summit in France, saying he wanted to avoid an economic catastrophe, opening the Strait of Hormuz to oil and other shipping and lifting the U.S. blockade of Iran's ports. But as Fox's Trey Yingst reports, talks continue.
It is opening up these more detailed negotiations as it relates to Iran's nuclear program. And U.S. officials have indicated that the missile program and the support of regional proxies is something that will be discussed during this time as well. Certainly, there are Gulf countries that are concerned also, because they saw the incoming Iranian fire during Operation Epic Fury. But again, this is a ceasefire extension. This is not the broad peace deal that the United States is looking for with Iran.
Iran also gets sanctions relief and access to unfrozen assets and a reconstruction fund. Some Republicans in Congress are critical. Democratic Senate Leader Chuck Schumer posted on X, we're worse off than before the war started. Oil prices are falling more than 1%. Gas is down again. AAA's national average for regular now $3.99 a gallon. That is 57 cents less than the peak of the price surge last month. Still about $1 more than before the Iran conflict started. There's a NATO meeting in Brussels. War Secretary Pete Hegseth is there.
It needs to go back to a real hardline military alliance.
Referred to by Secretary Hegseth as NATO 3.0, capable of deterring any threat. He's promising to be candid about what the United States expects allies to do to make that happen. The Trump administration wants to be less involved in defending Europe. Last year, at a summit of NATO leaders, most members promised to spend more on defense.
That's Jonathan Savage. America's listening to Fox News.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster. Thousands of homeowners have trusted us for their blinds that are easy to order, affordable, and guaranteed to fit. You measure at home, install yourself, and enjoy blinds made exactly for your windows. Blindster.com.
Southbound 75 after McNichols, an accident has the 2 center lanes blocked. Traffic stop and go from 7 Mile. Crash off to the left shoulder of southbound 75 at Sashabaws, causing backups to Ortonville Road. Southbound US 23 between Plymouth Road and 94. Construction's blocking the right lane. That's in place until 3 p.m. this afternoon. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Mary Grove Awnings. You built the deck, you bought the grill. Now, stop letting the sun push you around. Mary Grove Awnings, motorized, built tough. Click the remote, instant shade. And they can install in as little as 48 hours. Go to marygrove.com and book your free in-home appointment. Mary Grove, own your backyard. Cloudy, cool, breezy today, a high of 71. Right now it's 66. Clear skies tonight with a low of 56. Sunshine tomorrow and a high of 77. I'm Renee Vitale, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-896-8155. 800-896-8155. 800-896-8155.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
I'm Pastor Darren Weiss, CEO of Grace Centers of Hope. One of the best ways we can make a difference in our community is by volunteering together. At Grace, we could use your help. Families, churches, schools, workplaces, everyone has something to offer to serve side by side and bring hope to those in need. Whether you prepare a meal or help us rehab a home, your time will have a lasting impact. It strengthens communities and brings people closer together. Call 855-HELP-GCH or go to gracecentersofhope.org.
Explore food security through stories, strategies, and solutions that empower communities and inspire action. Hear thought leaders from across the state on Food Secure Nation with Dr. Phil Knight and Jerry Brisson. Sunday nights at 9 on 760 WJR, sponsored by Know Better, Do Better. For more than 35 years, MetroCars has set the standard for professional transportation across Michigan and beyond. MetroCars is proud to serve as the official transportation provider of 760 WJR. Executives and business travelers trust MetroCars for dependable airport transportation and seamless corporate travel. From early morning departures to late night arrivals, their professional chauffeurs ensure every ride is punctual, comfortable, and stress-free. Choose MetroCars. MetroCars.com.
Big insurance, big pharma, big utilities. As Attorney General, Mike Cox beat them all, saving Michigan seniors and taxpayers billions. As governor, Mike Cox will take the fight to radical big government liberals by eliminating the income tax, dozing state government, rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse, and getting prices down. He beat them before. He'll do it again. Marine, homicide prosecutor, Attorney General. Mike Cox for governor. Paid for by Mike Cox 2026.
It's not just morning, it's a JR morning with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds on 760 WJR and on the WJR app, where Michigan comes to talk.
All right, 7 o'clock hour. Good to have you. That memorandum of understanding was signed by Donald Trump yesterday in Versailles. And there are a number of elements to this, including the United States and regional partners developing a mutual agreed plan of at least $300 billion for Iran's reconstruction and economic development efforts.
Fixing what we blew up?
Yeah, essentially, which isn't totally uncommon, but the president has maintained that no U.S. tax dollars are going to be used for that.
Okay.
So
we'll see.
Again, if that's what you say.
Yeah.
But where that money comes from, I guess I don't really care as long as it's not coming from
our
us.
tax. That's right.
Right. The U.S. Treasury is going to issue waivers for Iran crude oil, petroleum products, and derivatives, and associated banking, insurance, and transportation services. The unfreezing of Iranian funds and assets, which will be fully available for Iran's use at this point. It was a strange MOU. I did not expect that this would be what was in there. Now, again, this isn't the deal. It's not the final deal. It's not. It's basically. It's the framework for what that deal will look like in 60 days. Hopefully, we get to that point in 60 days. There's an option for an extension of it and those things.
Right.
But the president says if things don't work out the way that they wanted to, well, then they could just go back to the military action.
Is the agreement now final, or are you still taking
No, it's
it
not
around?
final. It's a memorandum of understanding. And if I don't like it, we'll go back to shooting at them, dropping bombs on their
but
head.
when do you expect the wording?
If I don't like it, if they don't behave, we'll go right back to dropping bombs right smack in the middle of their head. Okay? Because they've misbehaved for 47 years. All right?
Does it include a
But nobody could have made this deal.
Okay.
So we continue to watch, but this memorandum of understanding has been met with skepticism.
On both sides.
Yes, to say the least.
Yeah. An Oakland County mother accused of abandoning her children in Pontiac in that home now faces continued legal proceedings after a new court update in her case. Kelly Bryant was in court yesterday for sentencing on welfare fraud charges and a competency review tied to separate child abuse allegations. She was sentenced to 2 years of probation on the fraud counts. Prosecutors say Bryant's 3 children, ages 15, 13, and 12, were found living alone in squalid conditions last year, with garbage reportedly piled several feet high, mold, feces throughout the home. Authorities say the children were left to survive on food deliveries but lack basic hygiene supplies. Bryant has also been charged with first-degree child abuse, and yesterday a judge ruled she is competent to stand trial. Her child abuse case is now scheduled for August 24th of this year. And so we were waiting for that. I kind of figured that they were going to come back and say she was competent to stand trial. That's good. And so we'll see what happens.
Meanwhile, the Luigi Mangione case, he's going. His team is going to present a psychiatric defense at his state murder trial. At a hearing, the judge said that he planned to unseal records related to an affirmative defense available to New York State criminal defense charges with murder, in which the accused admits to the charged conduct, but they argue that they should not be held fully criminally liable because they acted while experiencing a mental health episode.
So with this defense, he could go to a mental institution as opposed to jail?
Correct. And you've got experts saying that legal experts saying that it would be a challenge for Luigi Mangione to prove this, but at the same time, it's probably the best route that they have to go.
Yeah, for him.
The kind of
defense.
insanity perspective.
Public school districts across Michigan could soon expand hands-on learning opportunities under a bipartisan education plan approved unanimously by the Michigan House. The 107-0 vote sends forward a 2-bill package that would allow districts to create a so-called innovative program focused on career and technical education, internships, apprenticeships, and other work-based learning options. The program could also qualify for seat time waivers, easing traditional classroom hour requirements. Supporters, including former Governor Rick Snyder and former Governor John Engler, say the goal is to better prepare students for the workforce with skills like problem solving, communication, and collaboration alongside academics. Snyder says the traditional system is outdated and argues students need more real-world experience to succeed in today's economy. The proposal now heads to the state Senate for their consideration.
Tigers lose consecutive games, both 4-2. They lost to the Astros last night, 4-2. And it was Kerry Carpenter going yard, as did Kevin McGonigal, and that was it. All they could muster up. Just 3 total hits as a team last night.
2 of them being home runs.
Yes.
Well, the bats, they
They're
wake
cold.
up. They wake up some days, and some days they go to sleep.
It's like kids on summer vacation. Exactly right. 7:12, time for WJR's Business Beat, brought to you by Shelving.com. We rack your world. Here's Jeff Sloan. Stop it. The founder and CEO of Startup Nation.
Let me talk to you.
The entrepreneurial tech and startup community here on WJR.
Good morning. Consumers are relying on AI for what seems like, everything these days, and for good reason, because that is the new reality. We are relying on it for just about everything, even when it comes to managing our personal health care. That, according to a just-issued 2026 patient choice report from healthcare reputation management firm Rater 8, and as reported by Media Post, reliance on AI to choose a healthcare provider has more than doubled in the past year, from 17% a year ago to 36% this year, completely upending traditional methods like search engine marketing and referrals from other doctors. The report found that 47% of respondents have used AI tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, or Google's AI overviews to research providers, up from 31% in Rater 8's prior research done 9 months earlier. And one surprising finding, more 45 to 60-year-olds, 64%, than any other age group reported actively using AI to find their providers. Only 28% of 18 to 29-year-olds did so, for example. A possible explanation, according to Media Post, thanks to most Google searches now automatically triggering AI overviews, the report states, patients aren't necessarily choosing to use AI, rather it's being placed in front of them. Not only are Google AI overviews growing in use, but patients are trusting them more, which directly affects the search engine marketing. And when asked which section of Google search results they most trust, AI overviews have now overtaken traditional organic links among survey respondents. Now, the patient choice report is based on a survey of over 1,000 U.S. patients over age 18 conducted in April by a SurveyMonkey. So there you have it. AI continuing to permeate everything, now even deeply embedded in the process of finding healthcare providers. I'm Jeff Sloan, founder and CEO of StartupNation.com, the source for everything you need to start and grow your own business. And that's today's Business Beat on the great voice of the Great Lakes, WJR.
Running out of space? Don't wait weeks. Shelving.com keeps wire shelving, boltless shelving, and heavy-duty Unirack pallet racking in stock and ready to go. Same-day pickup or next business day shipping. Storage solved.
Shelving.com, we rack your world.
Hi, it's Ryan Armani here. There's an amazing pain elimination treatment I use whenever I need it. It is safe, FDA-cleared, high-dose laser treatment at the Nerve and Disc Laser Institute in Farmington and Clinton Township. No drugs to get addicted to, no pain injections, no side effects, and no surgery. If you have arthritis, sciatica, neuropathy, or any other chronic pain, grab your phone, dial pound 250, and use the keyword laser to be connected to the Nerve and Disc Laser Institute. WJR listeners get their first visit free, including a consultation and first treatment. The lasers at the Nerve and Disc Laser Institute are the highest dose in Michigan. The staff's great, too. They help get rid of pain by treating the root cause, reducing inflammation, and regenerating tissue. I swear by it. So will you. Dial pound 250, keyword laser, and mention me for your first visit free. That's pound 250 with the keyword laser. Lose your pain and get your life back. Call now.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-896-8155. 800-896-8155. 800-896-8155.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
There's a place where mornings begin with coffee on the world's longest front porch and evenings end with music under the stars. For 140 years, that place has been Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island. Join us in our 140th season as America celebrates 250 years for a summer of special events and new Grand American evenings each night, beginning after dinner with outdoor entertainment and patriotic celebration for all ages. Join us for a season to celebrate. Visit grandhotel.com or give us a call at 1-800-33-GRAND and mention code WJR 2026 for 15% off our best available rate. Conditions apply.
The Gardner White 4th of July mattress sale is the perfect time to upgrade your sleep. From everyday comfort to luxury level rest, Gardner White sleep match specialists help you find the perfect fit. From the biggest selection of trusted brands, and now including Nectar. And with savings of up to $1,000 on Tempur-Pedic and Beautyrest Black, getting better sleep for less has never been easier. Dream big and pay less during the Gardner White 4th of July mattress sale on now.
Detroit business owners, are you overpaying on credit card fees? With Netco Processing, save money, get paid faster, and right now qualify for a free POS system. Visit netcoprocessing.com and start keeping more of every sale. That's netcoprocessing.com.
The ultimate fan experience, COSM is coming to Detroit. Go beyond the screen for live sports, movies, art, and entertainment without ever leaving your seat. When you can't be there, be at COSM.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Every now and then you find a deal that actually feels like a win. With Straight Talk Wireless, you get more and pay less. Now that's a good deal. No contracts, no credit checks, no surprises, all on Verizon's 5G network. Find it in the same place you've always found straightforward prices, exclusively at Walmart and straighttalk.com.
Southbound 75 after McNichols, an accident's taking up the 3 left lanes. Traffic slow from 7 Mile. Crash off to the left shoulder of southbound 75 at Sashabaw. That has traffic backed up to Ortonville Road. Westbound 94 between Rotunda and Wayne Road. Right lane is closed until tomorrow. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Weingarts. Join Weingarts during their Time to Mow summer event going on now. Let their experts help you find innovative products for your lawn. From top brands like Cub Cadet Tractor's premium performance will help you unlock the possibilities of your lawn. Visit Weingarts.com to see their complete equipment lineup and shop parts online. Here's your forecast.
Temperatures remain below average through the upcoming weekend. Sunshine mixing in with the clouds today. Breezy to windy out there. High temperatures in the low part of the 70s. Mid-50s tonight. Sunny skies. Milder middle to upper 70s tomorrow. Chance of late day showers. Middle to upper 70s Saturday, Sunday. I'm Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Coming up at 2 o'clock on JR Afternoon, the UK has banned social media for kids under the age of 16. Is that something we should do here in the United States? What's been happening around the world where they've done this? All that and so much more. 760 WJR.
I feel like it's been a couple of weeks since we've seen the good doctor.
I know.
So
Welcome back.
That's right. That's right. Dr. Steve Craig is in the house. What's up?
We had to first work on Chris a little. We haven't seen him in a while. Right. I think I'm done for the day.
I'll tell you.
Right.
I'm surprised this guy hasn't billed me at this point.
I'm telling you, man. Wow.
I walk in. Hey, I got one for you. Right. Okay, let's go the real one today.
Yeah.
Okay. Dr. Steve, as a woman executive, a year ago, I was told in my annual review that I was too assertive. My boss said that I can be intimidating and have strong opinions, and that some of my superiors, whom all are men, found it off-putting. It was hurtful, and I took it personally. Nonetheless, I agreed to tone it down, and over the past year, I've been much quieter at meetings and have let things slide I otherwise would have addressed. But now I feel powerless and ineffective, and at this year's review, I was told that my visibility and clout around the office and at our headquarters in Chicago has been diminished. It feels like I just can't win. I'm a woman struggling to thrive in a male-dominated career field. What do I do when I can't win, even when I embrace the specific feedback I'm given that's supposed to help me advance? And that's from someone named Jane.
Your superiors are telling you this. Well, I think, first of all, I think you don't become a smaller version of yourself. And I mean, the people, she's an executive, so I'm sure she has people under her. Have they been complaining? It doesn't say that in this letter. Have they been complaining? It's just been her superiors who've been complaining, who are all men who feel like, you're a woman, you're not supposed to be strong like that. You're supposed to be a little bit more timid. And she's just doing her job. And I just think, you just don't confuse your voice with a flaw. I think that she should continue to be strong, and as long as she is not, being disrespectful to her superiors and the people that follow her, that are under her, are respect her and are respectful of what she's doing. I think you continue that. I think they were just trying to knock her down because she was a woman and felt like, that's not a woman's place to be assertive.
His brow is all furrowed. I didn't know where to go with this. Right.
So okay, I'll take a little bit of a different approach.
Okay.
I think it's her perspective, or she believes that because of her superiors being men, that it has something to do with gender. But she's an executive, which means I can't imagine her work style has changed, meaning that you got to be an executive because you worked hard and you did what you needed to do. So it almost feels like it's her perspective that because she's a woman and her bosses are men, that has something to do with it. I'm not sure that that's totally how I would read it. I don't think it would be appropriate to change your style. I think you take the feedback and there are maybe you can pick your time to maybe change your approach a bit. But I don't know that being quieter in meetings or letting things slide on a consistent basis would reach the goal that she wants. And now she says that, she maybe not looked at quite as important. I don't know, around their headquarters. I don't think I would have capitulated to that ask completely. Yeah. I think I would have picked my battles a little bit.
Well, Chris, you're too assertive. That's the problem. Right. But that's really the setup for my question is, how many times have either one of you been told you were too assertive? Zero.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah.
Me too. And that's part of the problem here. I mean, I'm a male. I'm an executive coach. I'm a doctor. I've been CEO of companies.
What's your business card look like?
It's like a scroll.
Like right. Exactly.
Right. But I've never been told I was too assertive. But you hear this all the time. Women are often told they're too assertive, and I can barely find a man who's ever told that. That's really the heart of this problem. Is that's a tragedy. Why does that occur? Because assertiveness, you guys were getting at, is a winning skill. As a coach, I'm teaching people to be assertive all the time. Why does it show up that sometimes we're told, but you're too assertive? That's like saying you're too smart.
Right.
You're too creative. You're too funny. You're too something. So, but we have to look at, why are women told that rather than men, which is really the bothering. It bothers me the most.
So you do think the gender thing here plays a role?
It's something about that, because men don't hear it. So, I mean, I'm just, it's a straw poll, but if I coached 100 people and 40 of them were told they were too assertive, 40 of them were women, like it never happens to men. So there has to be something there. But like you said, we have to take her word for the fact, just a caveat that she's not aggressive and rude and disrespectful to people. If we're talking assertiveness, which is defined as clearly, directly speaking your mind, defending your boundaries, what's wrong with that?
Right.
That's a wonderful skill. But sometimes when we're told that, especially because sometimes what we do to women is we kind of scold them for that, that they're being told, well, that's a problem. And I would, if I were coaching her, sometimes as a coach, my job is to read your reviews and have you get it thought about it. My answer would have been that she should have said, well, thanks for noticing. Like that's a good skill.
Yeah.
You don't have to take it in and go, oh, I got to change. I got to do whatever. And that was the problem right there. When she was told that, I wish she would have said in her head, good, I'm breaking the rules around. I'm doing something around here. Thanks for noticing. Instead of how we've socialized people to think that that's bad.
Yeah. And I think she probably may have felt like by them telling her that they were telling her, you need to.
Well, and it's completely dejecting when you go from, being this position of power and all of a sudden like, oh, we don't look at you the same.
Right. So
it's a no-win.
We have to also recognize that all reviews are done by humans and they're biased. So
subjective.
Right.
Yeah.
I have given many reviews. I've read many reviews, and we are told that reviews are created to help us. But sometimes help is just the sunny side of control. Do you know what I mean? It's just trying to figure out what to do here. And if you understand organizational dynamics, no matter what we say, the group is always trying to stay in homeostasis, to stay how we were, resist change. So, I mean, we say we want to change this company, but man, anyone who starts pushing the boundaries, everyone's like, oh, no, this is how we work.
Right. Yeah.
So sometimes a review points out that you're the person who's actually forcing change.
Right.
That you're making everyone uncomfortable because you're not following the same old stupid rules.
Right.
And so that's why you need to see when you're heading into your review, some of the things you're going to be told. There's a friend of mine, Jane, who always says, not all pimples, not all blemishes are a big problem. Like sometimes you just ignore things.
Sure.
It's okay.
Sure.
Right. And that sometimes you go into it and just go, well, they're going to point out things where I'm breaking the rules around here. Good for me. Thanks for noticing.
Yeah.
That's what she should have done.
Great point. Great point. Dr. Steve Craig, good to see you again. And thank you.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yes. See you guys.
See you.
All right.
We'll take a break, get you caught up on the headlines, come back for more on JR Morning.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay, are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
Connect direct with the WJR app.
I'm Eric Reno, owner of Paramount Roofing. We've protected thousands of homes, and right now, there has never been a better time to replace your roof.
Ryan Armani here, and Eric is not kidding. Paramount's biggest way to save means no money down and 0% interest for 5 full years. New roof, no catch.
Get a free estimate at weareroofing.com. That's weareroofing.com.
Paramount Roofing, built to last, backed for life.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Gelosi. Overnight, President Trump signed the memorandum of understanding, formally marking the ceasefire extension with Iran.
It's a memorandum of understanding. If it doesn't get done in 60 days, that's all right. We go back to bombing. I don't want to do that because it's so good.
Within the deal,
it will end the naval blockade, reopen the Strait of Hormuz toll-free for 60 days. So there will be more talks to take place to determine the next steps after that. It calls for Iran to dilute its highly enriched uranium. It would lift sanctions on Iran. The U.S. will help develop, quote, at least $300 billion for the reconstruction and economic development of the Islamic Republic of Iran.
Fox's Alex Hogan. Millions of people are lining Lower Manhattan today for a ticker tape parade honoring the New York Knicks after they won their first NBA championship in 53 years. America's listening to Fox News.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Detroit at 313-312-0950. That's 313-312-0950. 313-312-0950. All surgical treatments carry risks and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationdetroit.com. WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Guardian Alarm.
Whether you're downtown for a game or heading up north for the weekend, Guardian Alarm keeps your home or business protected around the clock with smarter security and 24/7 live monitoring. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT today.
Southbound 75 after McNichols, an accident has the 3 left lanes blocked. Traffic slow from 7 miles. Southbound 75 at Sashabaw, crash off to the left shoulder. Traffic's backed up to Ortonville Road. Southbound US 23 between Plymouth and 94. Right lane is closed there till 3 o'clock tomorrow. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Cloudy, cool, breezy today, a high of 71. Right now, it's 66. Clear skies tonight and a low of 56. Sunshine tomorrow and a high of 77. I'm Renee Vitale, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay, are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
This is Mark Snefkamp of the Snefkamp Automotive family. We've served Michigan customers for over 100 years. We opened our first dealership in 1926. 4 generations later, Snefkamp is still the name to trust when buying your next new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram. Visit us during the Make This the Summer Sales event, happening now at one of our 4 locations: Highland Park, Gaylord, Midland, or Redford.
Snefkamp, Metro Detroit's original. Snefkamp.
The Ford Fireworks downtown Detroit on WJR. From the Parade Company VIP Rooftop Party high atop Center Garage. With live coverage with Paul W. Smith all evening, traffic and weather to get you in and out of the city, and the world-famous Detroit Ford Fireworks at 9:55 p.m. Keep WJR with you for clear, crisp, perfectly synced sound. The Ford Fireworks WJR simulcast from the top of Center Garage, Monday, June 22nd on 760 WJR. Paul W. Smith can be found on Focus from noon to 2 p.m. on 760 WJR. Now back to JR Morning with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds.
So Ford Motor Company marking a major milestone toward its next EV platform. It started production of their prismatic cells. It's a new slurry to coating formation, and it all helps their EV battery production. Let's talk about it with Brianna Noble, the auto and business reporter for the Detroit News. Brianna, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. So well, first of all, what is Ford doing here? And then is this a solution to the price problem for electric vehicles?
Yeah, great question. So Ford has started what is called D-sample production at their Marshall battery plant. D-sample is one step after C-sample, which means that they're one step closer to launching actual production of cells that could go into production vehicles. This means that they're using all of the material that would go into production batteries. The batteries are, going through the whole system, but it's just a step towards producing cells for validation and testing right now that'll be used in their next generation electric vehicles, starting with an all-electric mid-size pickup that is set to launch next year. And on the question of affordability, yes, these are specifically lithium iron phosphate batteries, which don't use more costly materials like nickel and cobalt, and that will significantly help to reduce the cost of electric vehicles, since batteries represent the most significant cost in an EV.
Because this Brianna is really, kind of a turning point, I would think, in the global EV race, because these batteries could help it, Ford compete with the lower cost Chinese EV.
Yes, so there already are LFP batteries that exist in available vehicles on the market today, including Ford's own Mustang Mach-E. However, these are the first LFP batteries that are being produced in the United States for automotive application. And so right now, the LFP batteries that are in the market are coming from China. So this allows the United States to have a production of LFP batteries that don't rely necessarily on the Chinese supply chain, and that's been really emphasized by Ford executives as important for supply chain resiliency and national security.
What kind of cost cutting are we looking at here? Are we looking at maybe offsetting the incentives that are no longer there for electric vehicles? Are we talking about $15,000-$20,000? Like how significant would this savings be to buyers?
It can be very significant. The battery of an electric vehicle can represent as much as 40% of the cost of total cost of the vehicle. Ford has already communicated that the midsize pickup truck that they're planning on launching next year is expected to have a starting price around $30,000. Right now, the average price of a electric vehicle is closer to the $60,000 range. So this represents much more accessibility for consumers.
So the plant already employs about 500 people, could eventually reach 1,700 jobs. So you got 11,500 people who applied for jobs, production operator wages, $27 an hour, technicians above $46 an hour. One of the workers described the plant as futuristic, touchscreens and autonomous vehicles and strict cleanliness standards. Is this what the next generation of auto manufacturing was going to look like?
Yeah, definitely. This is a plant that looks a lot different than a traditional, manufacturing plant that people may have seen or taken a tour of the Rouge. This plant is highly automated. A lot of the employees are working directly with robots and are being trained in how to human machine interface technologies. And so there's a lot more technical expertise that is often required for these types of positions. And the folks who are being hired for these roles, they go through a series of classroom work and then also hands-on work as well in terms of their training. And there's different levels that operators go through in order to sort of progress along the way until they can sort of operate the machines independently. And Ford has received training help from CATL, which is a major producer of electrical vehicle batteries in China. The company is licensing technology from CATL to produce these batteries. However, that's the extent of their partnership. This isn't a joint venture or anything like that. These workers are completely Ford employees. Ford completely owns the operations of the plant as well.
I was going to bring that up. I'm glad you brought it up because this connection to China, that was one of the big criticisms of these EV productions in the first place when it was coming to Michigan, was the Chinese connection. And Ford says that, as you write in your piece, Ford has said it allowed it to reshore the supply chain otherwise that would come from China. So are we seeing a transition to where Ford is going to be able to build these batteries all by themselves without that connection to China?
Yes. So the technology itself is a licensing agreement with CATL, which is based in China. So that is a part of the manufacturing of these cells. However, it's being completely done by Ford. Ford also has emphasized the materials that are going into the batteries are completely sourced from friendly nations around the world as well. And so they've really emphasized that this effort is something that is being done in order to create a domestic supply chain versus relying on the foreign production of these LFP battery cells. And Ford is the first to be able to produce that type of chemistry for the EV application.
Brianna Noble, great stuff, great piece in the Detroit News. We appreciate your time as always. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it. Meanwhile, General Motors and Ford are positioning themselves to capture a share of the U.S. defense manufacturing build out. And that's something that we've seen, obviously, with Selfridge. The defense side of things is really coming to Michigan as well. And this is obviously, with everything that's going on, obviously our history is the arsenal of democracy during World War II.
Yes.
And we are now being looked again as a military production hub. And analysts are saying that hundreds of billions of dollars in potential government contracts are on the table for automakers to show what they're doing. GM is already aggressively pursuing new partnerships with Lockheed Martin, for example. And this production would include a wide range of military use vehicles.
That's great news for us.
Yeah, because again, you're diversifying the portfolio.
There you go.
Right.
That's it.
And then who does that benefit ultimately? Obviously it benefits the companies, but it's going to benefit us.
Us too. Yeah.
People in this community that work for these companies.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I am going to sell you this pen.
Okay. You're going to sell me the pen?
I'm going to sell you this pen on the other side. And if we don't go into the 8 o'clock hour with you being a tried and true, if we don't get into the 8 o'clock hour without you wearing a scarf and chanting, soccer slogans,
FIFA shirt on,
I don't know what to do for you. It's coming up on JR Morning.
Michigan summers mean outdoor adventure and fun, but high temperatures shouldn't break your budget. Count on Consumers Energy to help you make the most of this season and your budget with tips and ways to save. Making small changes like shifting some energy use to the morning or evening and raising your thermostat a couple of degrees. Doing laundry at night or on the weekends can help you lower your bill while keeping your home comfortable. Discover more ways to beat the heat at consumersenergy.com/summer.
The Rocket Classic returns July 30th through August 2nd at the historic Detroit Golf Club. Tickets are selling fast. This is the one you want to show up for, because at the Classic, you're right there, up against the action, along the fairways and greens of a beautifully restored course. It's world-class golf, remixed with music, food, and the soul of Detroit. The Rocket Classic, presented by Alumnify, undeniably Detroit. Grab tickets while they last at rocketclassic.com.
Hi, it's Ryan Armani here. There's an amazing pain elimination treatment I use whenever I need it. It is safe, FDA-cleared, high-dose laser treatment at the Nerve and Disc Laser Institute in Farmington and Clinton Township. No drugs to get addicted to, no pain injections, no side effects, and no surgery. If you have arthritis, sciatica, neuropathy, or any other chronic pain, grab your phone, dial pound 250, and use the keyword laser to be connected to the Nerve and Disc Laser Institute. WJR listeners get their first visit free, including a consultation and first treatment. The lasers at the Nerve and Disc Laser Institute are the highest dose in Michigan. The staff's great, too. They help get rid of pain by treating the root cause, reducing inflammation, and regenerating tissue. I swear by it. So will you. Dial pound 250, keyword laser, and mention me for your first visit free. That's pound 250 with the keyword laser. Lose your pain and get your life back. Call now.
Please be advised. You may want to stop eating the following foods immediately: broccoli, kale, bean sprouts, blueberries, quinoa, spinach.
Wait, what? I thought those were good for me.
Turns out not for everyone, because what's healthy for one person can cause inflammation for another. And the only way to really know what your body needs is to listen to it.
Listen how?
That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple at-home gut health test that looks at your body's real-time biology using RNA to understand what's happening inside you right now. When your results come in, you'll learn exactly which foods to eat, which to avoid, and which supplements are right for you, all based on the world's largest RNA-based human biology database and thousands of clinical research studies. And many people who use Viome report more energy, better digestion, and a better mood within months. So stop guessing. Start knowing. Learn more at Viome.com/gut. V as in Victor, IOME.com/GUT. And use coupon code GUTHEALTH50 to save $50 off your purchase. Viome. Trust your gut.
The 2026 Ford Fireworks, the parade company's 68th edition of this stunning fireworks show. The Ford Fireworks light up the downtown Detroit skyline Monday, June 22nd at 10 p.m. It's a magical night for you and your family. One of America's best fireworks shows. The Ford Fireworks is a free world-class event presented by the Parade Company and made possible through the generous support of Ford Motor Company. Visit theparade.org for exciting details.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster. Thousands of homeowners have trusted us for their blinds that are easy to order, affordable, and guaranteed to fit. You measure at home, install yourself, and enjoy blinds made exactly for your windows. Blindster.com.
Northbound 75 at Sashabon. Accident is taking up the 2 left lanes. 3 left lanes blocked by an accident on southbound 75 after McNichols. That has traffic slow to 8 Mile. Eastbound 696 after Van Dyke crash off to the right shoulder. Accident taking up the left shoulder of eastbound 94 after 275. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by University of Michigan, dedicated to putting research into action, from bringing Braille into the digital world to warming newborns without electricity and working to build a stronger Great Lakes economy. Learn more at umich.edu/look. This message is sponsored by University of Michigan's Michigan Creative. Here's your forecast.
Sunshine mixing into the clouds out there today, breezy to windy at times. High temperatures in the low part of the 70s, mid-50s tonight, mix of clouds and sun, breezy, milder, middle to upper 70s Friday. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-0WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. That's autolaw.com.
God put you in my life,
All right, here's your chance to win a trip to see Lionel Richie and Earth, Wind & Fire in the city of your choice. And we've got your flights, hotel, concert tickets, premium VIP lounge access covered. It's your chance to sing along all night long with Lionel Richie and Earth, Wind & Fire, prize provided by Live Nation. Texas Hour's national keyword, SOUL, to 95819. That's SOUL to 95819. We'll text you back to confirm your entry. Data and messaging rates may apply. Please don't text and drive. Play 4 times each weekday for 4 chances to win. Official rules and more are at WJR.com.
I want this to be the whole segment. Keep going, Lloyd.
Earth, Wind, Fire, and Lloyd.
And Lloyd. All right.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I love that group.
You know, you're just filibustering, so we don't get to this. I know exactly what you're doing.
This guy knows me.
I know exactly what you're doing.
He knows me very well.
I know what you're doing.
Okay.
All right. Have you been watching?
Thank you, Jason. Thank you.
That's good. Good. All right. Have you been watching any World Cup soccer?
A little bit.
Be honest.
A little bit. I have. A little bit.
Is that like 5 minutes?
Just about.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Uh-huh.
Look, the games I love.
Okay.
I love soccer. So, of course, I'm going to like this.
Yeah.
I love the national pride that comes out.
I love the crowds and how they react to these games. It's just off the chain.
Okay. Well, I'm going to make an argument for this.
Okay.
And it's not necessarily the game, but it's the fans.
Okay.
That have traveled from around the globe to be here on this continent and to be a part of these games.
And experience some things that they haven't experienced.
Correct.
I get that.
Like this. How about Scottish fans?
Okay.
Singing this song in a bar. Or singing the U.S. national anthem.
I'm impressed.
Okay. The Scottish fans are out of their minds, by the way.
Okay.
These people are out of their minds. They are drinking bars dry.
I heard something about like some bars like ran out of.
They're running out of beer.
Yeah.
They're like, we had to go to a grocery store somewhere far away to go buy 30 cases of Sam Adams because we are literally out of beer.
Wow.
These people are out of their minds.
Is that what they do in Scotland?
There's a lot of drinking in Scotland.
Okay.
They get after it.
Okay.
A little
Okay.
bit. Yep. They
All
get
right.
after it. But it's the atmosphere. It's what they're generating. I mean, how about the French friends in Times Square?
saying, man. They are just the fans are just.
Here's the other part of it too.
Okay.
Is they're talking about America. Like they think America's this bad place, guns, political divisiveness.
Yeah.
And these fans are like, have you guys ever had avocado toast at Dunkin'? They're like, this is the craziest thing. This guy's like, I had nachos today. I don't know what that is, but it was delicious.
Who are those two guys that were up north?
Oh, the
a few
ones
months
that
ago
were
that they tried
around?
Jason.
Yeah, and they tried Coney and all that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
well, what are we doing with our lives?
Correct. Correct. I love this interview as well. I'll try to play it here. This is an English fan being interviewed by a news reporter in Texas.
I love this beer in this country, by the way. It's really good.
You like the beer in this country? All right.
Hospitality's been amazing as well.
Really? Have you had any Texas barbecue yet?
I had Texas barbecue yesterday. I had a lovely bit of brisket.
Tell me about it. What was your experience? Is it what you expected?
I went fatty. Do you go fatty or lean?
Oh, yeah.
I went fatty. I went to slow
Fatty.
bone, picked it up, put the sauce on it, dropped it in the mouth, melted in my mouth. It was absolutely beautiful. It's the best beef I've had in my life.
Really? We love to hear that. Did you try any of the other fixins with it or no?
I had a pork chop. I had some pork ribs.
Okay.
I had mac and cheese. The mac and cheese was average though.
Oh, yikes.
And the other thing is, what's this Brussels sprouts gratin about? We have Brussels sprouts at Christmas in England. Why do you have it on your barbecue? I don't know.
I don't know. There's so many questions here.
Yeah.
Tell me what you're doing today. You're heading into Texas Live right now. What's the plan ahead of the match?
We're going to get drunk before the game. We're going to get drunk during the game. And then we're going to get drunk after the game. But all that matters is England wins today.
I got a new drop.
Got a new drop. But then again, all these fans have different traditions, different chants, different things.
Okay.
How about this? The Norwegian fans. This is their rowing chant.
Sounds like the Vikings or
Yes,
something.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Big drums, and then
Right.
they all lean back, pull their arms back like they're rowing.
Like they're rowing.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a metal band from Norway that does this.
Is okay.
You don't do a mosh pit, they do a rowing
They
pit.
do a rowing
Everybody
thing.
sits down and you row.
Gotcha.
In the Netherlands, they do this chant where they all stand up and they kind of like wave. They kind of like lean to one side and then they shimmy to the other side. Here's what that sounds like. I love it.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you, Chris, that makes me really it kind of changed my opinion on some things.
I'm telling you.
You know, it's more than just the game.
It is more than just the game. It's more. It is for sure more than the games. And by the way, the games have been fantastic.
Okay.
I mean, like all the stars are showing up.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Making goals
Lionel
and
Messi had a hat trick.
Yeah.
The other night.
Oh, right.
Like, these are the people that you want to see play on the biggest stages, wearing their country's colors, and it's just this national pride. And unfortunately, the United States soccer isn't as big of a deal.
Yeah.
Right? But it's just like anything. It's like you put those colors on and it's totally different. Let me play one other thing. Again, reactions from people from around the world being in the United States. These are some thoughts on America.
I'm in awe of the United States of America.
I'm in America. When they say everything in America is big, I understand it. Why the hell is this quesadilla the size of my head? And I've got 3 of them.
Americans, you are so lucky.
Whoa. And you take your fingers and you lift that up and you eat it. Okay. Not with a fork.
He's telling somebody how to eat ribs properly.
Okay.
To the USA.
Chick-fil-A for the first time as a family.
Chick-fil-A.
So good. Dang.
Woman walking alone with fancy handbags, jewelry on, glasses on. They're not being harassed, nothing. If they were South Africa, gosh, first of all, I wouldn't be able to walk through this blooming park by myself.
Everything just big, ginormous, extra large.
That is hilarious, man.
So you need to get on board, my friend.
I got to get on board.
All right. I sold him the pen. 8 o'clock hour coming up. It's JR Morning.
We're going to get drunk before the game. We're going to get drunk during the game. And then we're going to get drunk after the game.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Progressive knows that boat days can come with unexpected problems.
Oh no, I dropped my lip balm in the water. I can't think of anything worse than the looming threat of potentially having chapped lips. It was ginger vanilla too, my favorite flavor.
If a real problem comes along, your boat's protected 24/7 with Progressive, so you can keep worrying about boater problems. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
Here's Ryan Goldberg, President and CEO of DFCU Financial.
At DFCU, our credit union is all about our members and the community. We're not just focused on numbers and metrics, but we are focused on doing the right thing for our communities. That's why we pay back earnings to our members through a very popular cashback program.
How about small business owners? How do they benefit from being with DFCU?
Our business and commercial banking teams bring a wealth of knowledge and expertise to benefit you. By understanding your unique financial needs, our team can deliver tailored lending solutions, deposit, and treasury management. Working with DFCU means you'll have access to decision makers and benefit from speed to market. We're in a strong liquidity position, and that means we have money to lend and the willingness to lend it. Business lenders often have a box that customers must fit into. We don't work that way.
Some restrictions apply. Visit DFCUfinancial.com for details. DFCU Financial is an equal housing lender, federally insured by NCUA.
WJR, Detroit.
They are either jealous, stupid, or bad people. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what President Trump posted on Truth Social about those he calls fools who think he hasn't been tough enough on Iran. The morning after he signed the deal with Iran at the end of the G7 summit in France to end the conflict.
We're never going to let them have a nuclear weapon.
Now, Iran's president also signed the agreement that'll open the Strait of Hormuz to oil and other shipping, which President Trump says will avoid an economic catastrophe. The deal also gives Iran sanctions relief, sets up a reconstruction fund, and would unfreeze some of their assets, which is getting criticized by some Republicans and Democrats in Congress. But the president insists
it's not our money, it's their money, and we froze it. At a certain point in time, I guess we're going to have to give it back.
Fox's Trey Yingst reports from Tel Aviv.
As for the missile program of Iran, President Trump said from France yesterday that the Iranians will have some missiles because neighboring countries have missiles. There was a lot of reaction across the region to those comments, but this is not a final deal with the Iranian regime. This is an extension of the ceasefire between the United States and Iran. He said if they don't adhere to the terms of this deal and don't ultimately give up their nuclear program, that he would resume the bombing campaign against the Islamic Republic.
War Secretary Pete Hegseth is at a NATO meeting in Brussels, calling on allies to take more responsibility for their own security in Europe.
Capable of deterring right here on the continent and taking the lead for the conventional defense.
Hegseth also announced a 6-month review of American forces stationed in Europe. One of the men charged in the plot the FBI thwarted to stage a White House attack, Daniel Eskridge, due in court today in Missouri.
Prosecutors say the 5 men arrested plan to deploy drones armed with explosives in and around the UFC Freedom 250 event last Sunday in order to force an evacuation, and then planned to deploy snipers to fire upon high-value targets within the fleeing crowd.
That's Fox's Chanley Painter. America's listening to Fox News.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Pro-Life Across America.
Hi, I'm Angie. Did you know a billboard can save a baby's life? It's true. You can make a difference by helping us spread the pro-life message to reach those who are struggling with an unplanned pregnancy. Please make a gift today. Visit prolifeacrossamerica.org.
Lots of problems on the roadways right now. The Jeffries westbound off-ramp to the Davison is closed. Right lane completely blocked in that area. The eastbound Jeffries off-ramp to the Davison also closed due to that crash on the westbound 96 ramp. Eastbound 94 after 275 crash off to the left shoulder. Accidents taking up the 2 left lanes of northbound 75 at Sashabaw. Southbound 75 after McNichols. That accident's cleared. However, traffic still backed up to 8 Mile. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Cloudy, cool and breezy today, a high of 71. Right now it's 66. Clear skies tonight with a low of 56. Sunshine tomorrow, high of 77. I'm Renee Vitale, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Now WJR Health Watch. Here's Lloyd Jackson.
When you hear the word midwife, what's the first image that pops into your head? For a lot of people, it's the scene straight out of a historical movie, a home birth with zero pain relief.
I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about what a midwife is. And that stems from back in the day. There used to be home-based midwives. Now they're certified nurse midwives, which is what I am.
That's Renee Sokolowski, a certified nurse midwife with Corewell Health.
We are advanced practice registered nurses who see women across the lifespan. So we don't only do birth and pregnancy, we see women through adolescence, we do birth control, we do postpartum, and even into menopause.
When choosing a certified nurse midwife for birth, does that mean you're signing up for pain without medication? Renee says, absolutely not.
That is one of the biggest misconceptions. You have the same access to pain management as any other patient. A midwife is there to support you through your journey, no matter what that looks like.
Renee says she works along with traditional OBGYNs.
It's the best form of collaboration. So I always say midwives are sort of experts in the normal processes of physiologic birth, whereas the physicians are the experts in the abnormal. So we take care of you through the normal processes. We collaborate when needed, when things start going a little awry or there's a complication that arises, we will then either collaborate with physicians or transfer you to them.
For more information on certified nurse midwives, call the Corewell Health OBGYN Clinic in Clarkston at 947-524-4950. I'm Lloyd Jackson for WJR Health Watch.
This is Mark Snethkamp of the Snethkamp Automotive family. We've served Michigan customers for over 100 years. We opened our first dealership in 1926. 4 generations later, Snethkamp is still the name to trust when buying your next new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram. Visit us during the Make This the Summer Sales event, happening now at one of our 4 locations: Highland Park, Gaylord, Midland, or Redford.
Snethkamp, Metro Detroit's original. Snethkamp.
It's another JR Morning with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds on 760 WJR and streaming on WJR.com, where Michigan comes to talk.
All right, 8 o'clock hour, good to have you. The memorandum of understanding between the United States and Iran was signed by the president yesterday. And there are a number of pieces in this. Like the U.S. and Iran and allies agreed to permanently end military operations. The U.S. and Iran agree to respect each other's sovereignty and territorial integrity. The U.S. and Iran will commit to negotiating and reaching a final deal within 60 days unless mutually extended. So there is a little runway there. But the United States will also begin removing the naval blockade. And that will, the president said that should be over by this week. Iran will use its best efforts to ensure safe passage for commercial vessels through the Strait of Hormuz.
Okay.
Iran will use its best efforts. How about you just don't do anything in the Strait of Hormuz?
There you go. Right.
It's odd language. The U.S. and regional partners will develop a mutually agreed plan of at least $300 billion for Iran's reconstruction and economic development. That caught my eye yesterday because the president was saying that not a dime of U.S. taxpayer dollars will be going towards Iran. But we don't know exactly where that $300 billion will come from. Also, the U.S. will work to terminate all types of sanctions against Iran, including the UN, the IAEA, primary and secondary sanctions. There will also be a lifting of different frozen assets that have been frozen. So that is going to be now fully open for the Iranians. It was a strange memorandum of understanding. I think there was a bit of capitulation here on behalf of the United States. The president even said yesterday that he wanted to prevent economic catastrophe. So rather than possibly going into a depression, rather than having your favorite president be Herbert Hoover, he was always one that I didn't want to be. I didn't want to see an economic catastrophe. If you keep going, that could have happened. But all I know is every time we talked about the possibility of peace, the stock market shot up like a rocket ship, is what the president said yesterday. So I don't know how else to read into that, except for the fact that he felt like there was economic pressure here and maybe it was time to just make a deal.
He also talked about the, ballistic missiles. Before he was like, they got to go. Rubio says they got to go. We got to get rid of them, the launchers, everything. But now he's saying, well, maybe they can have some because everybody else in the region is going to have them. Why can't they have some too?
So we'll be working on a parallel effort with the Gulf nations to address non-nuclear issues such as the conventional ballistic missiles, which we'll be talking about, and support. I mean, they have to have some because other people have some. They got to have some. Somebody said you shouldn't give them one. I mean, I have guys. I like some of these guys, but I don't think they're smart. Sir, you shouldn't let them have any missile. I said, well, what am I going to do? Am I going to let Saudi Arabia have missiles, but they can't have them? Yes, sir. It doesn't work that way, It doesn't work that way. And missiles aren't the problem. They hurt a little location, but they don't blow up the planet.
One of the things that I made note of yesterday was Marco Rubio's facial expressions behind the president.
Dude. Yes.
I mean, Marco Rubio is the one who went out in March and said, yeah, we're a no-go on the ballistic missiles for Iran.
And his face did not, his face stayed.
It looked,
yeah.
It didn't look great.
No, it did not.
It looked like somebody who was not in agreement
I agree
with this. We haven't heard from him yet.
That might have been the person the president was talking about.
Maybe. A good point.
You know what I mean?
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair point. But again, this isn't the final deal. I was reading a lot of stories about the JCPOA and how this compares to this. And I don't think we can compare yet. Look, I'm disappointed in this MOU.
Yeah.
I don't think this is at all what we expected it to be. But it isn't the final deal.
No.
It's a framework for this next 60 days. I think then we can look at comparisons and side-by-sides and see what the final details of this are.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're at that point yet.
Well, and then too, I mean, this was a different time when the JCPOA was done. It was a different time. And I think things
it was in development in 2012 through 2015.
Exactly. And I think things changed after October 7th.
Probably. Yeah, that's a fair point.
I think some things changed.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. Toledo police say a 20-year-old man has been arrested in connection with that mass shooting at the Old West End Festival that left a dozen people injured earlier this month. Officials say Kenai Taylor was taken into custody Wednesday in Columbus, Ohio, and is facing 11 counts of felonious assault. He was wanted in connection with the June 6th shooting when gunfire erupted during the popular festival, sent 12 people to area hospitals. Authorities say 9 of the victims have since been released, while the remaining 3 are in good to stable condition. Investigators say several people have been identified as persons of interest. They've obtained a photo of a possible second shooter. Police say Taylor will be returned to Toledo to face prosecution. A Detroit family is demanding accountability after a lawsuit alleges a police officer opened fire into a crowded block party, shooting a teenager in the head and leaving her permanently disabled. The complaint filed in Wayne County Circuit Court names Detroit police officer Verona Shaw and accuses her of gross negligence during a June 1st, 2024 response to reports of gunfire on the city's west side. According to the lawsuit, Shaw entered a backyard party without a flashlight, confronted a suspected armed gunman, then slipped on concrete steps and fired multiple rounds into the crowd while trying to regain her footing. 4 people were struck, including 19-year-old Rain Williams, who suffered a gunshot wound to the head and shoulder, later a stroke that left her immobile and nonverbal. Another victim, Imani Peterson, died weeks after the shooting. Attorneys for Williams say body camera and forensic evidence show Shaw was the only officer firing. They also say that she has since returned to duty while the family continues to seek answers and justice.
The Luigi Mangione case continues on. Of course, he's the man accused of shooting United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in New York back in 2024. He is preparing to use a psychiatric defense in his upcoming state murder trial. A judge revealed that Mangione's legal team plans to argue that he was suffering from, quote, extreme emotional disturbance at the time of that killing. And it's just, we know he did it, right?
I mean, we saw it.
Right. So if the only defense here is to plead insanity, maybe that's the way to go. Feels like it'll still be difficult.
Yeah.
But it's at least according to many experts that I've seen, that feels like the most viable option for him.
And if he gets convicted with the insanity, he goes to a mental health institution as opposed to a prison?
Well, so I guess technically this is a little different. Psychiatric defense and an insanity defense are different. It doesn't absolve guilt,
Okay.
but it serves as a mitigating factor. So I was just reading a story that said the murder charge could be reduced to manslaughter under this.
Okay.
Again, still an uphill climb.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of the evidence surrounding that doesn't lead to necessarily somebody who's going under a psychiatric episode.
Right.
It feels like he was very well aware and calculated and coordinated in carrying out this murder.
And I'm sure the prosecution kind of felt that could be a possibility. They'll be ready.
Correct. Yes. Yes. Exactly right.
Yeah.
Coming up on the other side, we continue to talk about this MOU, this memorandum of understanding that was signed between the United States and Iran. Will it last? It's next on JR Morning.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay, are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
Hi, it's Ryan Armani here. There's an amazing pain elimination treatment I use whenever I need it. It is safe, FDA cleared, high-dose laser treatment at the Nerve and Disc Laser Institute in Farmington and Clinton Township. No drugs to get addicted to, no pain injections, no side effects, and no surgery. If you have arthritis, sciatica, neuropathy, or any other chronic pain, grab your phone, dial pound 250, and use the keyword laser to be connected to the Nerve and Disc Laser Institute. WJR listeners get their first visit free, including a consultation and first treatment. The lasers at the Nerve and Disc Laser Institute are the highest dose in Michigan. The staff's great, too. They help get rid of pain by treating the root cause, reducing inflammation, and regenerating tissue. I swear by it. So will you. Dial pound 250, keyword laser, and mention me for your first visit free. That's pound 250 with the keyword laser. Lose your pain and get your life back. Call now.
Need a little extra financial support? DFCU Financial has your back, whether you're growing a business, planning a big purchase, or making a move. Go to dfcufinancial.com. See site for details. Equal housing lender.
Detroit, is it getting hot in here? Get ready to learn some country grammar as Nelly comes to Comerica Park Friday, June 19th for the Tigers' first Sounds of Summer post-game concert of 2026, presented by Rocket. There are limited VIP field passes remaining to see the show up close. Get ready to sing these songs over and over again Friday, June 19th. Learn more at tigers.com/soundsofsummer now.
Your morning is busy, so we'll keep it brief. Upgrade your routine with WJR's 5 Things First Thing. JR Morning with Chris, Lloyd, and Jamie break down the top 5 stories in just 5 minutes. Delivered straight to your device. Start your day by hitting play. Subscribe today on the always free WJR app.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help you troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free and help you save time and money down the road. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
We have an accident on the Jeffries westbound off-ramp to the Davison. Now, because of that, the eastbound Jeffries off-ramp to the Davison is also affected. Eastbound 94 after 275, crash off to the left shoulder. An accident on northbound Telegraph at 696 has traffic slowed to 10 Mile. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Breezy to windy for us here today. Sunshine mixing in with the clouds. Temperatures remain below average. Low 70s this afternoon. Mid 50s tonight. Mix of clouds and sun. Breezy, milder. Middle to upper 70s on Friday. Chance of late day showers Saturday, Sunday. Mid upper 70s. I'm Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
I'm Kevin Dietz. Coming up on All Talk, Marie Osborne will be in for me, bringing you the big national, state, and local news stories of the day. She'll also take your calls and texts. As for me, I'll be helping a friend raise some money for an important charity, but I'll be back Friday morning ready to go. All Talk is 9 to noon. You can stream us anytime at WJR.com.
So one of the pieces in this memorandum of understanding is there is a 60-day window now that things have kicked off.
Yes.
And within that 60 days, we should get a deal. But there is a provision that if both sides agree that there needs to be an extension, they can extend.
So if negotiations
that
are
60
going
days.
well,
That's what the president says. If
Okay.
negotiations are going well, then they'll extend it.
but if not, he'll just drop a bomb on their head.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. So fine enough.
Okay.
But after, weeks and weeks and weeks of negotiations to even get to this point, the skepticism of this memorandum of understanding is high. It's high for me. And what exactly is the chances of this lasting or holding or getting to a point where, I feel differently about this, or you may feel differently about this. Let's talk to Peter D. Johnson. He's an expert in negotiations, author of Negotiating with Trump, Lessons on Power, Influence, and Dealing with Extreme Bargainers. Peter, good morning. It's good to have you.
Good morning, Chris and Lloyd. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Well, let's dig into your expertise here. Yesterday, we got the verbiage of what this memorandum of understanding is. We know that Donald Trump views himself as a master negotiator. Do you think that came through in this deal?
That's a good question. I would say if the president has put himself in a corner with this deal, obviously through his actions with Iran. And what I do in negotiating with Trump is explore all of his strengths and weaknesses across his 60 years of deal making. And I would say this isn't completely unfamiliar to Trump. He's obviously made mistakes before, and his aggressive fixed pie, what we call it in the negotiation field, approach to negotiation it undermines him, where he assumes that it's a win-lose proposition from the start. And therefore, just as what's happened here, he can lose when he misplays his cards. And he did in this case on behalf of the nation. I don't know about his personal interests. They may well have been satisfied in terms of providing a distraction away from the Epstein files, for example, and a weak domestic economy. But overall, he certainly falls into mistakes like this based on his history. He also does a lot of things well in more informal negotiations. Formal deals like this are not his forte, ironically or not. So that's what I would say in terms of the president. I'd also say that this deal, I wouldn't get too fussed about it because it's not going to last. this deal is dead on arrival in terms of the longer term. You talked about the 60 days, getting beyond that. It may be extended, but ultimately we know this deal is doomed to failure for two reasons. One is how it was reached under duress for Iran and attacks, lack of trust. The people at the table didn't have the expertise to negotiate this deal, and they didn't include a lot of key players who will be required to keep this deal in place and the peace over time, including Israel. So that's one thing we know was a flaw. The how. The what, I would just say why this deal won't last in terms of U.S. interests is Iran is going to pursue its nuclear weapon one way or the other. Would you, after 2 unprovoked attacks in the last 9 months, say, yeah, sure, we'll give up our nuclear arms? And secondly, they learned over the last number of months that they have a superpower. And why would you give up that superpower, which is how they can put a stranglehold on the world economy through the Strait of Hormuz?
Peter, one of the themes in your book is that the president understands human psychology exceptionally well. What are some of the psychological principles he uses most effectively?
That's a great question. I talk about a whole range of psychology the president uses. Two in particular to that question. One is that he's anchored people to an impression of him, a first impression. We are very much, and I go into the details of this in the book, but we're very much driven by our first impressions, not just of people, but of things and answers. And the president has done an excellent job, starting with The Apprentice in 2004, at having people, his supporters in particular, see him as the ultimate success. To your question earlier about, is this out of character, this kind of deal? And he has given his supporters that impression of success, despite the fact that he has a myriad of failings, as we know, that are not consistent with what a successful negotiator or business person would achieve. So that's one thing. And the second thing, he projects authority, power and authority. We have a tendency to want to follow authority. He does that beautifully. And I'll ask you too this question along those lines. Have you ever seen the president in jeans?
Never.
I don't think, does he own a pair of
I don't know
Levi's?
if he does.
Right, and that's because he's incredibly aware of having that crisp, authoritative look as president, with a flag and the symbols, the trappings of authority around him, so people don't question him and they see him as an authority figure. Very powerful psychological ploy on his behalf. And the last one, psychologically, is he has an amazing ability to draw on a tendency we have that's called loss aversion, which means we value our losses or potential losses at twice the level of equal gains. So that means you'd have to find $40 in the street to make up for a $20 when you lose $20 in the street, because we fear loss so heavily. And the president, MAGA, Make America Great Again, is all about perceived losses. And if you don't have a loss, he'll make you think you have one in order to reinforce his ability to be an authoritative leader. And there's a link there because 40% of Americans in some polls have said they prefer an authoritarian leader in the right circumstances. And what are those circumstances? They're people thinking that they're losing something or about to lose something, in which case they want a powerful leader like Trump to protect them. And when you combine that fear of loss with power and authority and how he's anchored people to think he's such a success, you get Donald Trump being elected twice, negotiating his way to power.
Peter, we just have 30 seconds left here. I want to go back to something you said about the people negotiating this deal not being the best people to do it. Were these talks then doomed from the beginning, do you think?
Yes. in a word. When you have look, I'm not dissing these people.
Sure.
But when you look at J.D. Vance and you look at Steve Witkoff, real estate developer, Jared Kushner, investment guy, I'm not saying they're not competent negotiators in their field, but to bring them into this complexity with so many issues, and the president as well overseeing this, giving directives. This was doomed from the start.
We can't wait to read the book. It is Negotiating with Trump, Lessons on Power, Influence, and Dealing with Extreme Bargainers. Peter D. Johnson, thank you for your time. We appreciate it. I hope we talk again soon.
Thank you so much, Chris and Lloyd. Have a great day to you and your listeners.
You as well. Do the same. More next.
If you look at online reviews for most roofing companies, it isn't pretty. Problems like missed appointments, lack of follow-up, sloppy workmanship. Unfortunately, these are common complaints. Hi, it's Paul W. Smith. That's not the case with Victor's Home Solutions. In fact, they make 3 promises to their customers. First, they'll respect your time by being on time for appointments, promptly following up, and doing what they say they'll do. Second, you get a perfect roof installed by their highly skilled roofing crews. And finally, they offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. No other roofing company can offer you a longer, more comprehensive warranty. Over-the-top customer service, a perfect installation, and a 50-year leak-free guarantee. It's easy to see why Victor's has more 5-star reviews than any other roofing company in Michigan, and why they're different from every roofing company. Right now, get $500 off a new roof and no interest financing until 2031. Set up your free 21-point roof inspection at 866-VICTORS. That's 866-VICTORS, or online at simply victors.com.
Make your weekend great with the Great Michigan Weekend. Jim Harper and Cam Carmen, Saturday mornings 8 to 10. Stream 760 WJR live on the WJR app or at WJR.com.
Detroit, get ready for a summer day of hope and celebration. The second annual Unity Through Christ Music Festival is back on Saturday, June 27th from 2 to 7 p.m. Join MC Gigi Jones at the corner of Mack and Fisher for an incredible lineup of live music featuring David Winans II, Sweet Crystal, and more. Bring the whole family out for refreshments, fellowship, and a bounce house for the kids. It is completely free and open to everyone. For details, search Unity Through Christ Music on Facebook.
You're hearing the great voice of the Great Lakes. 760 WJR.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. The U.S. and Iran signed on the dotted line. It's another step toward ending the war for good. Fox's Trey Yinks in Tel Aviv.
Many details still have to be discussed in relation to Iran's nuclear program. They have made commitments in this memorandum of understanding, and now Iran's top negotiators will meet with American mediators to try and work out a path forward. We know the Qataris are involved in this process to actually make the schedule of when these meetings are going to take place.
The deal also eases sanctions and opens the Strait of Hormuz. A little rain in the forecast for the ticker tape parade in Lower Manhattan to celebrate the NBA champion New York Knicks.
I'm so excited.
Some fans lining up overnight. Fox 5 New York reporter Robert Moses along the Canyon of Heroes.
People as far as the eye can see, and every so often this crowd will break out in chants.
The celebration begins at 10 a.m. Eastern. America is listening to Fox News.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by USPS Ground Advantage. We mean business.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast.
Pump up the volume.
When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
On the Jeffries westbound off-ramp to the Davison, we have an accident that's also affecting the Jeffries eastbound off-ramp to the Davison. It's actually taking up the right lane there as well. Southbound 75 at Lapeer Road, an accident in the right lane there. Traffic slow from Joslin. Eastbound 94 after 275, crash off to the left shoulder. And an accident in Sterling Heights on southbound M53 at Hall Road that has traffic heavy to 23 Mile. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Cloudy, cool, and breezy today, a high of 71. Right now it's 66. Clear skies tonight and a low of 56. Sunshine tomorrow, high 77. I'm Renee Vitale, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you
Coming up Friday on JR Morning, we'll celebrate America's 250 with Founding Fathers Friday. Plus, we'll get a World Cup update from a local soccer pub, and we'll find out about a local mastodon migration that's happening right here in Oakland County. Right here. Let me do that again. Coming up Friday on JR Morning, we'll celebrate America's 250 with Founding Fathers Friday. Plus, we'll get a World Cup update from a local soccer pub, and we'll find out about a local mastodon migration happening in Oakland County. All right here on WJR, WJR.com, and the always free WJR app. We'll see you at 6 a.m.
$57.95. That's 800-583-5795. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hi, it's Ryan Armani here. There's an amazing pain elimination treatment I use whenever I need it. It is safe, FDA cleared, high-dose laser treatment at the Nerve and Disc Laser Institute in Farmington and Clinton Township. No drugs to get addicted to, no pain injections, no side effects, and no surgery. If you have arthritis, sciatica, neuropathy, or any other chronic pain, grab your phone, dial pound 250, and use the keyword laser to be connected to the Nerve and Disc Laser Institute. WJR listeners get their first visit free, including a consultation and first treatment. The lasers at the Nerve and Disc Laser Institute are the highest dose in Michigan. The staff's great, too. They help get rid of pain by treating the root cause, reducing inflammation, and regenerating tissue. I swear by it. So will you. Dial pound 250, keyword laser, and mention me for your first visit free. That's pound 250 with the keyword laser. Lose your pain and get your life back. Call now.
Never miss
The Daily Dose.
The Daily Dose.
The Daily Dose
The Daily Dose
of Deets.
The Daily Dose of Deets.
Put the phone away. Silence notifications. Drive as if the people you love most are sharing the road with you, because they are.
It's Can't Miss Radio. The Daily Dose of Deets.
The moment new information is released, some people rush to certainty. For some, every unexplained object becomes proof of extraterrestrials. For others, every report is dismissed as nonsense.
First thing out of the gate on All Talk with Kevin Dietz.
None of this means we should be hostile toward the Chinese people or Chinese Americans who contribute enormously to the United States. This is about the actions of the Chinese government and the very real national security concerns raised by intelligence and law enforcement officials.
Weekdays at 9 on WJR. Stay here for All Talk with Kevin Dietz at 9. Now back to JR Morning with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds on WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
So our friends at our sister station at the Big 1050 WTKA in Ann Arbor, they are having their Mott Takeover Radiothon today, and it's happening now until 3 o'clock this afternoon, and they are raising funds for the Charles Woodson Clinical Research Fund at the University of Michigan Health, C.S. Mott Children's Hospital, and they have done incredible work over the years. Over 9,500 donors have made gifts to the Charles Woodson Clinical Research Fund. $2.6 million in research funding has been provided as well. Over $1 million to the lab infrastructure, $1.6 million toward recruitment and retention. I mean, the money that has come in from this,
it's huge.
It goes so far for an institution that already does so much.
Yes, CS Mott, man. Oh my God.
But I think one of the things that I take from this is the love that these former players have for their alma mater, where they, really started their careers.
Sure, absolutely.
The fact that they continue to come
and
back,
they give back. Yeah.
It's wonderful. Ira Weintraub is the host of the Michigan Insider Radio Show and joins us this morning. Ira, good morning. It's good to have you.
It's great to be here on one of the great days that we have at WTKA here in Ann Arbor.
Well, let's talk about it. I mean, there is obviously this money goes so far, but it's the community's involvement. It's these former players that come back to give their time to raise this money for CS Mott.
the athletes to come back, and you hear it starts with Charles, right? And he told the story last night at the VIP event and talking about his time with Lloyd Carr and their visits to the hospital and how that created this sense of giving back when they were in school. And they love this place. They love this town. They love this community. And so they want to come back, and every single year they come back, as you went through some of the numbers. They eat dinner, they play golf, they drink wine, and they have a great time reminiscing with each other, and all for this great cause. And we were able to kind of piggyback on their great event by bringing back what was once a legacy event on WTKA. We did this years ago, and it was great to bring it back because we have Charles coming on the radio for an hour and Brian Greasy coming on the radio for an hour, and I can go on down the list. And it's a way for our listeners to help with that funding, because you said the dollars go a long way, and the research being done, it's way too smart for me to try to explain to you guys on the radio. It's way over my head. I understand A of the buy. I don't understand any of the other words than what they're talking about, but it's brilliant stuff, and it's for our kids. And it's not just for our kids. It's for the world's kids, because it's a gem in our backyard, but people from around the world come to Mott for treatment. And obviously the research here is world-class, and we're helping to fund it.
And that's the thing I'm saying. The research is huge on these pediatric care specialties, because as we get cures, as we find out more information, not only does it help the young people, but I believe it helps adults as well later on down the line.
It does. And obviously we love the trickle up part of it, because we love taking care of the kids, and the kids are in all the commercials, but it seems like the kids don't get nearly as much of the research dollars as you would think based on what you've seen on TV. So that's where we step in to help those dollars come in. And then you're right. When they find these breakthroughs, it usually has a trickle up and a trickle around effect, because they are working in collaboration with other departments, and they're learning about one thing and they realize that helps something else. And it's remarkable stuff. And so our listeners and your listeners can help by going to WTKA.com. There's a donate button right on the webpage. It's super easy. And yeah, every dollar helps. I remember at one point someone explaining what a $5 or a $10 or a $15 donation does when it comes to a cell, and what they can do with that cell while they're doing research. And then think about how many of those donations can help you research those, 1,000 cells.
Right.
And all of a sudden you've got, you found some breakthrough, or you are on your way to a breakthrough, or maybe you got a call from another university and they were doing some research, and your research helps them get to a breakthrough. It's all coming together, and our dollars help get there.
It's WTKA.com. That's where people can go and donate. Every little bit helps. We know that. And I mean, our region, Ira, you know this. I mean, I don't know what it is about Southeast Michigan, but people give. They give in big ways.
They do, and small ways
and,
too,
and
little.
But those little ways are big ways.
Big ways, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, every small donation adds up to essentially a very big donation, and so that's why we tell everybody there's no donation that's too small. Because if all you can support is $15, and that's for you to help, great, because there's going to be another 100 people doing the same thing. It adds up. It multiplies very quickly. But if you want to donate, say $50, you go to the website. We have a cool T-shirt you can get. There's some some autographed helmets in limited supply that you can make a donation and get them that way as well.
Nice.
So a lot of different ways for people to help. WTKA.com. It's a part of what we're calling Woodson Week all week long. They're going to raise a few $1 million this weekend, and we're a part of it.
You mentioned Chuck. You mentioned Brian Greasy. Let's name drop. Who else we got coming on?
All right, so Charles is going to be on in the 10 o'clock hour at the same time as Brandon Graham, so that's multiple Super Bowl rings all in 1 hour. We've got Brian Greasy coming on later in the show with Marty Turco, so we've got a Stanley Cup champion coming on later in the day. We've already been joined by Peter Vanderkay, who's a 2-time gold medal winning swimmer and a 2-time bronze medal winning swimmer. Right now we're talking to Super Bowl winning champion David Boss, along with former Detroit Lion Jeff Backus. And the list just goes on and on all day.
Love it.
Wow.
Awesome stuff.
Yes.
Best of luck. Give as much as you can. WTKA.com. Ira Weintraub, appreciate your time. Good luck today, and we'll talk.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Go Blue.
Yeah, go Blue. Pretty cool.
That is great, man. And these young kids, the young people, the pediatric, research that they do is excellent. CS Mott, man, is just, they do such great things.
Both of my kids were born there.
Wow.
Were born at Mott. And the attention and care that, everybody from doctors and nurses and janitorial staff, everybody.
So firsthand.
It is a special place.
Mm-hmm.
It is a special place where not only are they taking care of you now, but it's because of funds like this that help extend that research, that help push those boundaries. And Ira's exactly right. I mean, yes, it's helping, Mott, but also it's helping everybody.
It is. And then the Charles Woodsons of the world who don't forget.
Correct.
Don't forget.
Exactly right. The average cost of a gallon of gasoline is below $4 for the first time in months. As I was driving in today past the gas station, generally in my neck of the woods, I don't know what it is. Gas prices seem to be a little higher.
Okay.
But it was $3.39 this morning.
Wow.
So down pretty significantly.
It wasn't $5.24 like on Middle Belt?
No. By the way, there's an investigation into that gas station now for price gouging. The Attorney General's office made that announcement yesterday.
I mean, come on.
It does make sense.
Yes.
Yeah. Tomorrow is Juneteenth, and there is a big festival downtown at Hart Plaza. We'll talk about that on the other side. It's JR Morning.
Please be advised, you may want to stop eating the following foods immediately: broccoli, kale, bean sprouts, blueberries, quinoa, spinach.
Wait, what? I thought those were good for me.
Turns out, not for everyone, because what's healthy for one person can cause inflammation for another. And the only way to really know what your body needs is to listen to it.
Listen how?
That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple at-home gut health test that looks at your body's real-time biology using RNA to understand what's happening inside you right now. When your results come in, you'll learn exactly which foods to eat, which to avoid, and which supplements are right for you, all based on the world's largest RNA-based human biology database and thousands of clinical research studies. And many people who use Viome report more energy, better digestion, and a better mood within months. So stop guessing. Start knowing. Learn more at Viome.com/gut. V as in Victor, IOME.com/GUT. And use coupon code GUTHEALTH50 to save $50 off your purchase. Viome. Trust your gut.
Big insurance, big pharma, big utilities. As Attorney General, Mike Cox beat them all, saving Michigan seniors and taxpayers billions. As governor, Mike Cox will take the fight to radical big government liberals by eliminating the income tax, doging state government, rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse, and getting prices down. He beat them before, he'll do it again. Marine, homicide prosecutor, Attorney General, Mike Cox for governor. Paid for by Mike Cox 2026.
Hey, Jim Harper here. Quick story. I needed new glasses. And like many of you, I thought, well, I can go online. That's easy. But then I remembered the last time I did that, it wasn't easy. They didn't look good on me and they weren't cheap. So then what? You can't take them back to the store. It's the web. Then I remembered Direct Optical Optique. Many of you got your glasses there. You looked great and had a wonderful experience. And that's what I remembered, the experience. I remembered Mariana, Frame Stylist of the Year, and how great she and her staff were at helping me find the right frame at a good price. And that's all we want, right? And they have two great locations, Haggerty Road north of Maple in West Bloomfield, and in Canton on Ford Road next to the IKEA. Go see Mariana at Direct Optical Optique. She still knows everybody by name. 3 generations of loyal customers for a reason, because you get the attention you deserve. Direct Optical Optique in West Bloomfield and in Canton, and at OptiqueDetroit.com.
Detroit, is it getting hot in here? Get ready to learn some country grammar as Nelly comes to Comerica Park Friday, June 19th for the Tigers' first Sounds of Summer post-game concert of 2026, presented by Rocket. There are limited VIP field passes remaining to see the show up close. Get ready to sing these songs over and over again Friday, June 19th. Learn more at tigers.com/Sounds of Summer now.
Looking for a great deal and a way to enjoy your favorite summer treats? WJR has you covered with a sweet deal from Guernsey Farms Dairy. Right now, you can get a $50 gift card to Guernsey Farms Dairy for just $25. That's half off. Whether you're treating the family to lunch, dinner, or a few scoops of Michigan's favorite ice cream, this sweet deal delivers delicious savings. Your gift card can be used at the Guernsey Restaurant or Scoop Shop in Northville, making it the perfect excuse to enjoy a family meal, an old-fashioned ice cream, or a special day out together. For generations, Guernsey Farms Dairy has been a family-owned Michigan tradition, serving up great food, homemade ice cream, and memories that last a lifetime. Don't wait. These sweet deals sell out fast. Get your $50 Guernsey Farms Dairy gift card for only $25 now at WJR.com/sweet deals. That's WJR.com/sweet deals.
delicious, that's the Guernsey difference.
The hot weather is here. Help keep your home cool this summer with new windows and doors. This month at Clarkston Window and Door. Get 37% off installed windows or doors, plus 0% financing for 15 months. Clarkston Window and Door. Book your free no-obligation consultation today at clarkstonwindow.com.
We sell, we install, that's right, we do it all. Clarkston Window and Door.
This is Jamie Butters, veteran automotive journalist, and I'm excited to tell you about my new radio show, Autotown, Saturday mornings at 7 a.m. on WJR. Covering the auto industry for almost 30 years has brought me around the globe from the factory floor to the C-suite to the dealership. On Autotown, you'll hear from executives, experts, and innovators about what's driving the industry that moves Michigan and the world. So tune into my new show, Autotown, every Saturday at 7 a.m. on WJR.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America, sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 2026, dedicated to offering solutions to help businesses meet their goals locally and globally. More at bankofamerica.com/gamechangers. That's bankofamerica.com/gamechangers.
The Jeffries westbound off-ramp, we still have an accident that's completely blocking that ramp. Because of it, the eastbound Jeffries off-ramp to the Davison, and that's affected by it as well. Southbound 75 at Lapeer Road, it crashes off to the right shoulder. Traffic slow from Joslyn. Southbound M53 at Hall Road, an accident there has traffic backed up to 23 Mile. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Temperatures remain below average through the upcoming weekend. Sunshine mixing in with the clouds today. Breezy to windy out there. High temperatures in the low part of the 70s. Mid-50s tonight. Sunny skies. Milder middle to upper 70s tomorrow. Chance of late day showers. Middle to upper 70s Saturday, Sunday. I'm Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. That's autolaw.com.
Well, tomorrow is June 19th. It's Juneteenth.
Juneteenth, yeah.
And the city of Detroit has a big festival scheduled down in Hart Plaza. It starts at noon. And Chanel Dominique is the founder of the Detroit Festival Juneteenth Celebration and joins us to talk about it. It's good to have you.
Hi, good morning. It's good to be here. Thank you for having me.
It sounds like you've got a jam-packed event downtown.
Yes, I do. I have a plethora of entertainment for our illustrious city.
And, Juneteenth is a day rooted in freedom and history. How do you balance honoring that meaning while also creating this modern high-energy festival experience?
I'm big on faith. So I pray for freedom. And in having freedom in everything, I've been able to just freely create this independently, utilizing all Detroit resources, all Detroit businesses, and really pouring back into our economy, especially with us being in the top 11 of live entertainment markets. We just, we just really got to embrace what we're able to do together and the talent we have here. So I'm just really excited and blessed to be able to bring all of my resources together and do something we've done on smaller scales, but now on a much bigger scale year for year.
Well, let's talk about that. How do you leverage all of that support?
I think the biggest thing is just being able to understand where people's strengths are and also understanding, what's aligned with the vision and what it is that I want to see unfold with this platform that we're building, what it is that I want to see from the community being able to have this type of platform and embrace this genre of hip hop, R&B, and gospel all in one, and as well celebrating small businesses and just all of those things that make up the city of Detroit.
Yeah, because you've described this festival as more than just music. It's also about entrepreneurship and economic opportunity. Why is it important that Juneteenth includes that business and empowerment element as well?
I think the biggest thing is because, we were all born to continuously evolve. And in evolution, we find things that are our passion, and we turn, some of us have enough faith to turn it into a business. And I encourage that. Like when I see people with great talent, I'm like, hey, you really know how to paint. You should paint buildings. You should paint murals. Hey, you know, just different things that empower us as a people. And at one point, we didn't have that opportunity. And now we have the freedom to do so on scales from small business to corporate that, you know, we're able to really execute and be able to embrace, you know, this abundant land that we live in and create from it and pour back into the communities that, you know, brought us up.
Outside of the music, which is going to be great, what else are you going to have there?
Okay, so we have a civic engagement camp presented by Black Male Initiative, which is out of Georgia. I have a few different partners coming up from all over, really, that really embrace Detroit, love Detroit, and want to be a part of this movement. We have what I call Mitten Makers Market, which is over 50 Detroit vendors, food vendors, and dry vendors combined. And, you know, those are the people that they make up the mitten. They're building business. They're, you know, pouring back into the economy, and they're even just launching a business and, you know, want to utilize this platform to get it out in front of Detroit. We have a powerful influencer hour where some of the top influencers from the city of Detroit will go out and patronize these vendors that are there, giving them the opportunity to have post-event and ongoing promotion outside of the festival. Of course, we have the music segment. We have a leisure camp, which does, you know, you do have to be 21 and up to get in that area. And we do have a few different like giveaways and surprises. Even Chick-fil-A is coming down. Like there's a lot of different things that we're just bringing all into this one space to make it like a mini city.
And, you know, festivals like this, Chanel, I believe, you know, play a part in shaping how Detroit is viewed nationally, not just as a music city. What has been the kind of like the most rewarding moment for you personally since launching Heart of Detroit?
Just being able to do it. There has not, in past history, not been too many Black women that have been able to secure Hart Plaza and put on this type of production. And so for me, I just find gratitude in being able to just simply be able to do it.
Well, it's going to be a huge event. Lots of people are going to be down there, and have a great day. And we will talk with you down the road. This thing only getting bigger and bigger.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. And let's visit 313summer.com for more information and tickets.
Very cool.
Very good.
Awesome.
Thanks, Chanel. See ya.
Appreciate it. Very cool.
Yeah, it is.
It's another big event, right?
It is.
You're attracting big artists, things like that, and you just bring the community together.
I mean, and this is just kind of like another event added to ones when I grew up in Detroit, the different festivals they would have downtown at Hart Plaza, you know, ethnic festivals. You know, they would have the Greek festival, they would have the African American festival, they would have the Jewish festival, all these different festivals. And, you know, we learned about culture and we learned about people, and it's a great thing, man, because we all live here. We're all part of Metro Detroit. We're all here.
Absolutely.
And we got to get along. And so we need to learn about each other's cultures and stuff so we can understand more.
Yeah,
you know?
certainly. This little tidbit as well. Remember William Smith, the former CEO of the Detroit Riverfront Conservancy?
Yeah.
He lost his appeal for that 19-year federal sentence tied to that massive fraud case. A federal appeals court dismissed the challenge, saying that Smith had waived his right to appeal.
He did.
As part of his plea
That
agreement.
was part of the plea.
Remember, he stole more than $44 million from that.
But I guess you had to throw something at the wall to see if it stuck.
It is an odd
I mean,
legal move.
I mean,
to go, yes, I'll take the plea deal. I'll waive my right to an appeal, and away we go. And he's like, actually, I'd like to appeal this.
We give you 19 years. Oh, can I appeal?
Yeah, and his legal team had argued that it was an excessive and the punishment was too much, but the court rejected those claims. I mean, $44 million.
$44 million over a period of time.
Yes. I mean, it wasn't an insignificant amount of money.
No.
I mean, if you steal $100,000 and you get 19 years, maybe you can make a bit of an argument.
Yeah.
44 million seems like Seems like a bit hefty.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. All right, that's going to do it for us today. Marie Osborne in for Kevin Dietz. That's coming up next on All Talk here on WJR. Have yourself a good Thursday.
Got to get you into my life, into my life.
A better life with